Gonna have to edit the stream VOD a little bit. Don't want that there. Had a bit of a PII on screen.
Dang. Get personally identified.
No! Hi, everybody. Before we get started with Ace Attorney Investigations today, we're going to figure out what a video game is. Sound like a plan?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Gone Home is a video game.
Unless, you're a real gamer.
Would Gone Home be a real video game if they added, you have to dodge... There's Toho when you have to go through any door?
Yeah, when your family you realize your family left you because of lesbians, you have to Toho dodge. It just turns into Toho.
You have to Toho graze your family moving out.
Yeah.
Oh, pardon me. Which Friends character are you? Not a video game. BuzzFeed quizzes are not videos game.
I agree with you.
Dragon Slayer is a video game. I don't like it, but it is real.
I guess you would have to contend with the argument of, I don't know, it would be a garbage argument of, oh, but it's just a movie that, you choose different tracks on. It's like, that's the video game, buddy.
Yeah, I saw a Tumblr post about this earlier today, where Demily Pyro said Doki Doki Literature Club is not a video game because you can't lose. It's entirely linear.
I didn't play Doki Doki Literature Club, so my only experience of it is as a visual novel.
Yeah.
So my response would be it's not because you can't lose. There's tons of games that you can't lose. Technically, you don't ever actually lose in Elden Ring because you just come back. You don't ever game over in that game. You just come back and you can choose to try it again. The only time you lose is when you stop playing.
Yeah.
So I guess in that way, you can lose at Doki Doki Literature Club. You just stop reading.
Yeah, Sayuri commits suicide and you're like, I don't want to play this game anymore.
You know what? Honestly, that's real.
Don't worry, she comes back. You save and load and it's fine.
Yippee!
All right. Wii Chess is a video game because it's on the Wii.
Yep, I'm agree with that.
Portal 2 is a video game. AI Dungeon, I think, is a video game.
So my thought on that is that, I don't know, I don't think it's technically a video game, even though because, it's on your screen. It is videos. And you are playing a tabletop RPG, technically.
Barely.
You're not even really playing a
There's no rules in AI Dungeon.
It's just like some idiot kind of word blasting words at you that you read. It's more like a shitty book rather than an actual dungeon or a game.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a bad novel. I can't remember what it said 2 cents ago.
Barely. I do still think I would consider this a videos game, but I can definitely see the argument.
The biggest thing, it's like you have to make it a game, you yourself, because of you have to put way more effort into it being a game than what is provided. In which I would say, yes, playing Imagination is a game, and
now it's on the computer. Imagination is the videos game.
Yeah, but you had to bring it there. AI Dungeon didn't have it.
Yeah, that's true.
I think my argument why it's not.
I still am gonna pick it for me. I think it's a vibe thing. I don't know why. I couldn't explain it.
Ultimately, what is a video game is a funny question of I don't know. I think it's a lot of things enter in the realm of, hey, what's pornography?
Yeah, it's the same thing as it's just the human putting things in boxes desire, and some things don't fit in boxes.
Yeah. That's why interactive media typically works a lot better.
Yeah.
The,
In that
the
case,
issue becomes,
Shakespeare in the Park would be interactive media if they ever talk to the audience.
yeah, which would be sick.
They do sometimes in some productions.
The Stanley Parable is the video game of all time.
It's the video game of all time, for sure. It's
Hell yeah, the Orange Box is a lot of good games.
that's video game. Now,
It's a video games.
okay, so you said the NSO collection is not a video game, right?
So I'm saying it's not because I'm saying it is a platform.
Is the Orange
Not-
Box not a collection of games, not a video game, but a collection?
My response to that is that this is how the games were released, because you couldn't get them any other way. Whereas the NSO collection is just repackaging. Like it is just a platform of which that's also getting updated all the time. Like this,
It's
the
more like
release of the Orange
Netflix.
Box-
It's more like opening the Netflix app than it is like.
Yeah, that because like the Orange Box was just a way to sell all three of these games that are kind of like
3. There's
know,
also
it's-
Half-Life 2 and Episode 1.
yeah, it's like, featuring, and that's the whole selling point. Like, oh yeah, these are the new things you get, and that's why we're only selling them for $50. You could buy these guys individually, but you're a silly sausage.
I think more things should say they come with Team Fortress 2, even if they don't.
Yeah, it is free. It came with your computer,
Exactly.
but it would be funny.
I'm gonna release my video game, and I'm gonna have on the store page also includes Team Fortress 2 if you get it. If you go get it.
It would be really funny for your game to like have a Steam installer, and then it automatically installs your game, but then it has queued right behind it Team Fortress 2.
It's one of those like browser shortcuts that like automatically does it.
Yeah, and then it also automatically sets up your inventory, ready for trading.
I like that mayonnaise has a date.
That's when we figured it out.
It's not a video game, but I appreciate it being here. D&D 5e is not a
Hold
video
it,
game.
wait, but is mayonnaise an instrument?
No, it's mayonnaise.
Damn.
It's foodstuffs. It's egg
Damn.
and oil. Does it have dairy in it? I don't remember. Like milk, cream.
No.
It's just egg and oil.
Now I'm doubting myself.
Oil, egg yolk, and an acid, either vinegar or lemon juice. Okay, so
Okay, that was the one thing I was missing.
I thought there was another ingredient, but I didn't know. Now I know.
Yippee!
Um,
We've learned mayonnaise on stream.
Yippee!
The Mario sweater!
We're D&D 5e is not a video game because it's a tabletop game.
Yeah, you can virtual tabletop it, but just because it's on your computer doesn't mean it's the videos games.
It's not on
I don't know,
Steam.
this The argument for this being, not a video game is also the same I say why AI Dungeon is not a video game. I mean, yeah, by both of these are not video games. Yep. You have to bring your imagination to it.
You have to bring your imagination to I Am a Teacher, Super Mario Sweater.
It is a game. It is an instructions. You get to learn how to do it, but it's also not a videos game.
Damn. Even though it's on the... What's it on? On the Famicom, the NES? No, the Famicom Disk System. So...
Yeah, it teach you how to make a sweater, but no. It's just instructions. Cool skill. You can make so many sweaters.
Now this is not a
Not a
video game.
No, not a videos game.
This is video game. This is a bunch of video game.
Yeah.
This is a pinball machine. That's not a video game.
This is where it actually kind of gets interesting because, like, what about the ones that have the video displays on them? Do they count as video games? I'm still saying they don't, but
Yeah, no, I definitely know what you mean though, because like the ones that have like, Okay, what do you think about
like
pinball
entirely
machines?
digital?
Pinball machines that are entirely digital.
I say those are actually video games because they're entirely digital simulations.
Hmm. But as soon as you have a real ball, that's no longer a video game.
I guess that becomes kind of interesting because, like, when it is halfway sim versus halfway not, you know, like, there are, I don't know, maybe the ball is digitalized, but you have real life things on the, I don't know, that's still entirely digital sim. Never mind. I'm throwing it away.
Yep, goodbye.
Goodbye.
But yeah, I think that like as long as the ball is still physical, then that's a pinball machine and that's not a video game. Even if like all the points are determined based on like a digital computer motherboard in the back and like there's a bunch of like plot shit happening on the top screen, like the game you're playing is a pinball game.
I do love the plot shit that's happening though.
Yeah, playing fucking Back to the Future pinball.
Yeah.
Asteroids, that's video game. That's classic video game.
Classic video games.
This one fucks me. Choose Your Own Adventure Abominable Snowman interactive movie DVD with Frankie Muniz.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, we do have, you know, the funny adventure choosing. Because it's like, if you say Dragon's Lair is a game, then
this is more
like
of a game, considering there's other things to do.
Well,
no, yeah. The difference is like
things actually.
The difference is making a choice down a plot route versus can you hit the QT.
Yeah, there's I would say there's in Dragon's Lair there are definitely more because you can choose wrong ways to go. You just have to loop around to get to the right way.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Because I've only ever seen like a full playthrough of all the right choices, but like it's just hell because you have to do them all in order very quickly without missing anything.
Yeah. And the arcade was a lot easier because things glowed.
Oh.
The home releases, they don't give you that.
Really?
Yeah, the arcade was just like, it was fair because you're basically paying $1 in 1980s money.
Yeah.
To play this game.
That's like $100.
It's a lot of money, but you know, it still sucked overall because like once somebody beat the game, they went like, I'm not playing this again.
Yeah.
I've seen the movie now.
It was effectively like, you need to get enough individuals who want to try and beat the game to ever play it in order to make your money back.
Yeah. But at that same route, it's videos and it is game. I think categorically that makes it a video game.
What is a remote controller if not a controller? Less interactive than a visual novel? I don't think so. Also,
I'd say visual novels are extremely not interactive.
Most of them aren't. Yeah, no. Like, I'm thinking of, like... I've read one Choose Your Own Adventure book. It was about, like, racing in Africa. It was a weird book. But, like... You were... It was a second-person book, so it was like, you know, in second person, like you were the character going on this race. I don't know how the Abominable Snowman. I mean, I could probably just say on the Wikipedia page, won't it?
I don't know what the format, like the person it says it is, actually has to do with whether or not it's a game.
No. You know, it looks like they're all characters. So it's not second person.
I'm still confused on what second person would have to do with making it a video game.
Oh, no, I'm just thinking like in terms of like, comparisons to visual novels, where visual novels, you're usually like given a POV character, you're referred to as you, the characters are talking to you, but it's also like first person because you're playing as a character, not as yourself in most visual novels.
Vanilla visual, just because like something has a UI and settings to save like files, that part wouldn't make it a game. That would just mean you have a bookmark and a way to read it.
Mm-hmm. I think that
the choice portion though is what makes it a game.
Because
if you don't have any choice and you're just on rails, then it's like, oh cool, this is a nice movie.
The fuck? Mark Hamill, Phil Lamar, D. Bradley Baker, James Hong.
Jeez, they got some people here. Wow.
Right? Like, I'm just like, wait a minute. I do also want to say, I think that visual novels are, for the most part, like, we play a lot of Ace Attorney, we play a lot of Zero Escape. A lot of, like, more classical visual novels, I would say, are kind of the same as you choose which movie clip to play next.
So here, we need to make a distinction here. The term visual novel is category, like, doesn't actually apply to most things that we call visual novels now.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they're more than just visual novels. Like Ace Attorney games are
puzzle games,
partially puzzle game, partially adventure game. They just go through a format that's visual novel adjacent.
Mm-hmm.
But visual novels actually are not games. Like, they are just a novel with pictures.
Yep. Like, even I was playing Emio the Smiling Man, and that is closer to a visual novel. It even does still have its own like interactive elements, but that was kind of boring to me. Just personally, it wasn't my kind of game. And it still was like on the more interactive end of visual novels.
Well, I'm just saying, like, categorically, anything that, like, when you put in an interactive element to a visual novel, it's no longer a visual novel. You've just made a
Yep. Hi, Cinnamon.
Hi, Cinnamon. You've just made a game that has barely any choices in a choose-your-own-adventure.
Yeah, more of an adventure, just a regular, like, adventure game with, mini games, stuff like that.
Just not many choices.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's fine for setting mood. I don't think there's any, like, wrong way to do anything as long as you make it interesting.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it wasn't interesting for Zach.
That's true. Yeah. I don't even think it was, like, not interesting. It was just, like, not enough. The pacing of the book I was reading sucked. Also, I was trying to make it a stream game, so I couldn't, like, yeah.
Okay, combination of, like, bad pacing with the stream pacing requirements.
Mm-hmm. Having to read things out loud slows things down. Having to try and react, make something interesting out of it. Not a good combo. Yeah. Bandersnatch. This is the same thing, so. Yeah, it did seem interesting. I'll probably go watch a playthrough at some point, or maybe I'll just finish it off stream. I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't know anything about Bandersnatch, so I'll take your word
so
for
like
it.
this, but it's Black Mirror.
Oh. I'm gonna say it's not a video game because I hate Black Mirror.
Felt like there was a lot of waiting around and weirdly specific interactions you had to find. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. I don't have anything else to add about that. That's what Emio felt like. I do think I have to click it because as much as I don't like Black Mirror as well.
No, yeah, it is. I'm not gonna.
Me Plaza is a video game.
I don't know.
Do you remember the games that you could play in Mi Plaza?
Yeah, I guess I did. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now I remember them. Yeah. It's a video game. The main attraction might not be like being a video game. It is a funny like, hey, these people also have 3DSs. Does that make you feel cool?
Yes.
No. Oh shit! I did see this one dude named Boobs. That's pretty funny.
That's a video game. Connecting with random people and seeing profanity is truly the essence of video games.
I love having my 8-year-old see someone named the N-word.
Microsoft.
I do not
Paint.
have an 8, and I do not have an 8-year-old. This is a hypothetical.
Ah, yes. They're 9 now, and they definitely already know.
No!
I can't believe I've been shinxed by Mothykins now. What the hell?
You deserve it, not me.
That's true. Microsoft Paint is not a video game.
God, I wish it were a video game.
They should put Mario in it.
I can put Mario in it.
Yeah, but they should put Mario in it for you, because otherwise you're bringing Mario to it.
Yeah, I guess that is too much. I'm sorry, Mario. I'm deleting you.
Goodbye, Mario.
That's not a video game. That thing's trash.
This is porn.
Joking. Yeah. It is interesting to try and make an argument that it isn't a video game because it's just someone else's campaign in D&D.
Yeah, but even with that, like, the fact that you're playing as the character, like, you know, that argument would hold more water if you weren't making the rules yourself again.
Yeah, because then you could easily descend into calling things like, oh, Final Fantasy isn't a video game.
It's just someone else's story that you're playing through.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's based off of like a D&D kind of, just you know, like simplified.
Mm-hmm. Wordle is a video game.
I'm just gonna have to say, yeah. I don't have a good argument against it.
Yeah. Minesweeper is a video game for sure.
It's a video game of all time there.
Yeah, I really don't think that you can put much of an argument against it, I don't think. Like,
I would love to see someone try and play this, and actually, yeah, this is very doable in real life. It's just more of a, you need a second person to be the one that goes, explosion, you die.
You need the Minesweeper master.
Yeah.
The Mine Master.
They should have this on Beast Games.
That would make it good.
Oh man, imagine if there were games in Beast Games.
Whoa. Wordle is also doable in real life. It'd be hard to do in real life. You would still need a Wordle master.
Yeah. That would be fun though. You know, like as a party game.
It's a variation really of like Boggle, like Pictionary. Yeah. There's similar types of games, yeah, but yeah, Mario Arcade is a video game.
We had one of those over at Dave and Buster's.
Really?
Yeah, the controller's kind of fucked up, and I spent a while like fixing it.
Cool.
It works. I don't know if they still have it though. It was a combo of Mario Bros. And Donkey Kong Jr.
That makes sense. Shell Creeper, Fighter Fly, Side Stepper.
At least they are called Mario and Luigi.
That's true. So, those ones stuck around.
Mario, Luigi Mario.
That's true. Now, Mario Bros. Game & Watch.
This is a game.
I agree, but I think it's on that like periphery where it's so close to just being a toy. I still agree it's a video game, but like I think much less than this would be like It's close to the line for me.
Vanilla is correct. It is a game and watch.
That's true. If it was just a watch, then it would just be a watch. But is it a video game and watch? Yes. Next question. Candy Crush Saga is a video game as much as I don't want it to be.
No, it's not a video game. You're too much of a casual.
It's a trap. That's what it is. It's a getting you.
Got it.
All right, Zork
Didn't get me,
97 77.
That's a game.
Jesus.
That's a game.
That's such a
ridiculous
game. You remember when they had this in Black Ops?
Oh, yeah, I do remember that. That was weird.
It was weird. That's the first time I ever played Zork. And also, didn't beat it, didn't get very far. Because I was doing it on the Wii. I had to point my Wiimote at the keyboard that popped up.
It's very funny.
No, I think it was nunchuck and A button, actually. Still not great, but... I know the answer is no.
But Tumblr is a system that you game.
But Tumblr is a video game. Like, I know it's not, but it is. But it's not, but it is.
Tumblr is a social horror game.
Tumblr is a place where you can say that the CEO should get blown up by a car with hammers. Once. That's the fail state. That's the game over.
Damn. What an oddly specific fail state.
Yeah, it's really strange. It's one of those. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Facade.
Oh yeah, everybody loves typing in that in Facade, and then you just suddenly lose.
Exactly. Get blown up by a car with hammers. I think it's time for you to leave. That's why Tumblr's a video game to me. It's not, but it is.
American football is not a video game.
I don't know. You can gamble.
Yeah, but
that's an exterior video game. Gambling.
That's a meta game.
That's exactly. Now we're speaking the same language. American football is not a video game because you can go and play it. You don't have to just watch it. Duolingo is a video game.
This is where I disagree. No.
You think it's a gamified learning software, right?
Yeah.
Would Mario Teaches Typing be a video game?
I need to play that again.
Play like it's a game.
Yeah, because I think it is. But I don't remember. Because, like, Math Blasters I think it is a video game.
Math Blasters. That's a blast from the past and a half.
Like, because I don't think edutainment is, like, necessarily not a video game. I just think Duolingo isn't.
Mm-hmm. It's far enough from the attainment side.
Fuck that stupid owl.
You know what? Yeah, since this guy's dead, there's no more characters in Duolingo, so it's not a video game anymore. You've changed my mind, Rari.
Yippee!
Google Earth is a video game.
Look, it's only because GeoGuessr exists.
No, I think the game is Find Your House.
You gotta find that one guy.
There's also the inbuilt flight simulator.
Oh wait, there's a flight sim in there?
Yeah, there was for a time at the very least. I think it was in the app. Well, it was a very rudimentary flight simulator. Really, all it was just fly your camera around with, like, the semblance of plane controls.
Still, that's pretty neat.
It was, yeah.
I didn't know that. It's still not a video game. Ultimate?
No, because it has that, it is for me.
Oh.
Also, you
Alright.
could download it as a separate standalone application, which was odd at the time.
I don't think that's too odd.
Yeah, especially actually, like at the time, the graphics rendering needed to run Google Earth probably ran into some limitations on browsers.
I would love running this on a Chromebook. Actually, no, that was way too late. The Chromebooks can run that fine. Never mind.
Yeah. I would love to see a Chromebook run Polybius.
Yeah, not a video game.
Not a video game because it's not real. Flight Sim
I'm
is a
not
video
following you.
game.
Yeah, good old for IBM personal computer.
The Super Mario Bros. Movie. Now, here's the thing, Rari.
I don't know what we're talking
This
about.
ain't
It
no
literally
game.
Says, yeah, it literally says it on the title.
So it's not. So
Yeah,
what are we
no.
doing here, Jan? Now the Bop It.
I'm saying it's not a video game.
This
I'm saying
is
it's just an electronic traditional game.
this is the limit. This is the line, the demarcation line between toy and video game.
I
This
don't
is
know.
not a
I'm gonna
game.
disagree.
This is not a
think,
video game, and the Game & Watch is a video game.
I'm gonna say that distinction doesn't work to me or for me because I think video games are a branch of toys. I'm gonna say it's a square within the rectangles. Like all video games are a type of toy.
Okay. I would say this is like... I would agree, but I would say like this is one of those things where it's like, it's a circle within a circle, and this is like really close to the edge of that inner circle while still being within the outer circle.
Okay.
On account of it being like, it's a digital game. You have to do your thing when the thing says to do the thing. It's QTEs.
Yeah, but QTEs are video games.
QTEs are in video games. But there's also video with it.
So Vanilla is right. It has no video.
It
It's
has
not
no
a
video.
game. There's no videos in this game.
Now, Tetris is a video game. It's one of the video games of all time.
So true. Oh shit. Oh no.
It's Mario.
Oh
and
no.
he painting.
It's Mario.
I think this is a video
software.
game because it came on the SNES.
No, it's software. It's not actually a video game.
Is Line Rider just software or is it a game?
That's a game because you're, actually, I don't even remember what you do. You're trying to get from point A to
No.
point B with the line. No, that's just fun.
You just draw the
simulation
lines and the
software.
guy goes on them.
Yeah, no, that's just weird software.
It's a sandbox video game.
Okay, but Mario Paint is, I don't know, if you say Mario Paint is a video game, then you have to go back and say Paint is a game.
No, because some video games are text-based, and that's true, but those are text-based video games, and the text is on a video screen.
Yeah, the sweater instructions aren't a video game, and we're just making the instructions in Mario Paint.
Yeah, but Mario's here, and they brought Mario here.
Oh shit, Mario is here, fuck.
If Mario's in it, it's a video game, means that I do have to go and turn the sweater instructions back into a video game.
This is Mario Paint, it's not a video game.
It is. You can play sounds. It's a sandbox.
Then you have to say Audacity is a video game. Are we gonna go back and be like Free Muse is a video game?
Is everything on a Nintendo console automatically a video game?
I can do my taxes on a Nintendo console. Is taxes video game?
Which one?
The Nintendo DS.
Okay, correct answer. Because the Switch doesn't have a browser.
It has one if you try hard enough.
That's true. But yeah, TurboTax is a video game now.
Oh god, it is. I put it on Nintendo console. Help.
It's gonna be in the next Smash. Tax return.
Oh god, everything Yoshi does to it is critical because he's evading it.
Oh, that's true. Or does that mean that taxes do critical damage to Yoshi because he hasn't paid in so long?
Well, TurboTax might be. No, it's not the feds. He'll be fine.
That's true. They'll be like, well, it's okay. We can't enforce tax stuff. What about those old VHS and DVD games where you needed to play the tape disc and never drove it that way? We did choose that. I picked yes for Choose Your Own Adventure DVD.
Yeah, I agreed with Choose Your Own Adventure DVD that, yeah, it's videos games. Because it's videos and games.
I think Mario Paint is still a video game because I would say Interactive Buddy is a video game.
Huh?
Line Rider is a video game. Like,
I don't know. This is definitely one of those weird moments where you look at like a foot in the way someone drew a foot in a picture and just said like this is fetish art, and I said, but it's just a well-detailed foot.
This is one of those situations where you bring up a metaphor and I go, what the fuck are you talking about? Let's move on. We'll go back through.
I want to keep talking about this metaphor. I say Flight Sim is still a video game.
That's a video game for sure. I say this is a video game.
I don't know. I say there's games within the whole, but it's not entirely a video game.
I say there's enough games within the whole that like this is a visual novel with video game mini games every once in a while. And by once in a while, I mean like thousands of pages between each other.
I don't know. I'm going back to my my foot analogy. You are recognizing this is a video game where I do not. I just see it. That's a nice foot.
Horrible. Sticky Balls 2005. Didn't it have reader submitted prompts at the start? That's pretty interactive.
For Homestuck?
Yes, they did.
Actually, I don't think they were actually real reader submitted prompts.
They were. Some of them were.
There were so many people. Oh, okay, but there's so many of them.
At the beginning, there weren't. At like the very, very beginning of Homestuck, the forums were not as popular. And so like, and some people's prompts were suggested and accepted. Like that's how shit like John's first fake name they entered comes about. It's because some guy entered a bad name, and then he was like, no, his name's John Egbert. And I do think that's how some of the troll handles were figured out, if I'm not mistaken. There was like, okay, this troll is CG. What does that stand for? And then they were like, oh, I know, carcinogeneticist. And then some other person was like, okay, so now that he's carcinogeneticist, I'm going to draw a fan art of a kid with a huge megamind-ass brain in a wheelchair because he's got cancer.
I don't know. I'm putting this down as interactive media.
I think that's fair. But I personally see Homestuck as, like... I mean, like, objectively. It's a webcomic with some, you know, games included with it. But I'm going to say it's a video game, so...
Okay. I'm just saying, you're seeing a lot more into that foot than I am.
I sure love feet, Rari. Is that what you wanted to hear? Is that what you were going for?
Yeah, it's time to clip that.
Anyways, I don't know anything about Sticky Balls.
I don't either. I think it's...
the Gizmondo handheld system. Oh, I've been cheesed for feet. feet cheese. Rari's the one who brought up the metaphor in the first place.
Yeah, but you're the one that said you like feet. We have clipped evidence.
Anyways, it's a pool-like interface where you just play pool but with balls on a handheld system that was only released in Europe. No!
Didn't it come out in Brazil?
I can't answer. Big Shinx is here.
Hi, Big Shinx.
Hi, Big Shinx. Big Shinx is a video game.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He's
Ugh.
both videos and gaming.
I'm back. Okay.
Welcome back.
I'm gonna say this is a video game.
Yeah, that's a video.
Small
game.
Shanks. I can't believe this.
Yippee.
Microsoft Excel is a video game.
No, saying Microsoft Excel is a video game is like saying,
Mario Paint is a video game.
yeah, it's software. I could totally play Doom in Excel. Apparently, you can also play Daggerfall in Excel, but yeah, the Excel is not bringing that.
I'm saying yes because I think it's funny to say yes for Excel and no to Word.
I can't beat that logic.
Super Mario Run is a video game. It's just lame.
I can Shinx that logic though.
I deserve it, I guess, for thinking with my brain.
Deep Blue is not a video game. That's another player.
That's a chess system and a Go system. It learned Go. Dinosaur Game is a video game. It's got points. They go up. You bounce.
Jump.
It's Doom.
Yeah.
Fate Stay Night.
So for this, I do also want to argue that it might not be a video game on account of fuck this thing.
Video game status revoked because it's cringe.
Look, does it really count as a video game when only one person gets to play for about 100% of the time?
Gameplay requires little interaction.
Oh wait, this is the visual novel one. That's right. Yeah, so this series was a visual novel before it became a fighting game.
Yeah.
The visual novel sucks. I hate it.
But it's got Saber. She's right there.
Yeah, she sucks.
Which game is Arc Neko from?
Neko Arc is from... I don't remember. I don't know enough about this. I only care about Melty Blood.
Is that the one that it's from?
I mean, she's in it. I think they're in the other games, though. Like, the other visual novels. I don't remember if you even make any choices. I think this is all just a visual novel.
I think you make some choices. I also would still think that a visual novel counts as a video game.
I don't know. I would say if you think visual novels are video games, then you have to say comic books are games.
A choose your own adventure comic book would be a game.
Yeah, but that's not what we were talking about.
Yeah, it says right here. There's decision points often.
Okay. Oh, okay. Then if there's decision points, then yeah, it's a choose your own adventure. So yeah, that'd be a game then.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about the original base work. I only care about Melty Blood. Because
a true ending can be unlocked. That means there's gameplay.
Oh, yeah, that actually has to have gameplay to do something like that, huh?
Mm-hmm. Is Homestar Runner a video game? Yes.
I'm gonna say generally no, but there are secrets.
You know what? If there's a secret, that counts. If you're unlocking secrets.
The game is learning more funny words.
The game is getting through while staying sane.
Not having your vocabulary permanently altered.
Going through life without ever calling today Labor Day.
Can't do it.
Can't do it. It's impossible. Anyways, this is just a choose your own adventure book. That's not a video game, but it is a game.
Yeah.
This is not a video game. The actual conceptual game of chess is a game.
There were no videos there.
Yeah, 1497. What was the video? Ooh. Okay. A video is a series of repeating images that change, right?
I don't want this.
You're gonna have to.
Okay.
Correspondence chess.
No.
Each player manually edits the frame.
No.
I'm being beam attacked for speaking the truth. The truth that correspondence chess is a video game.
No.
If you took if they made copies of every frame, every move that happens in a chess game that happened through correspondence chess, and you put them all in a flip book and you flipped them all through, that would be a video recording of that video game.
That's too much work.
Yes, it is. That's why it's still not a game. And the concept of chess is
Yeah, you deserve that.
But the truth about chess.
This is a game. Go forward.
Yarr! I'm the cheese pirate now.
Wow.
I'm surprised that it's directly in my eye. Okay.
That is very funny.
All right, we're moving on. Jeopardy, the TV show, is not a video game.
No. There might be videos, and that might be a game. That's just a trivia show. Just done weird.
I like that there are video games about Jeopardy, because I like Jeopardy as a concept, as a game. I like
as
trivia.
a trivia show.
Yeah. Appreciate the
Sometimes
callback
it
to
can be
Case
fun.
2, though. Thank you, Vanilla. All right. I don't know enough about Fitbit and how it works.
It's just exercise software. It keeps
Do you get
track of your
rewards for
things.
doing exercise?
Yeah, you get loot boxes.
Okay. Then video games are loot boxes, so.
It's not really a loot box. It just says, "Oh, you met a goal."
Because I would say that, like, there's some of those, like, running apps, like jogging apps, where, like, it's like, oh, you put your earphones in, and then it's like, oh, you're being chased by zombies. Like, I feel like that would count as a video game.
Fitbit doesn't do that.
Okay. Then it's not a video game, because there's no zombies.
Exactly. There's no Call of Duty zombies there.
Exactly. Nintendo Entertainment System, Nintendo Switch Online 2018.
See, it doesn't say it's like, oh, the games are there or anything like that. This it just says
The
that
application.
This is this is an emulator. Nintendo sold you a subscription to an emulator.
Well,
Cool.
they included an emulator with your premium online multiplayer subscription.
No, I say die.
I still think, if I'm not mistaken, NSO is still cheaper than an Xbox. They changed it. It's not Xbox Live Gold anymore. It's Xbox Game Pass Core. Because Microsoft realized it's kind of
Core
dog
and
shit to
Premium.
have two different, like, subscriptions that they're selling you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's still cheaper than Game Pass Core and PlayStation Plus. So,
Sure, but also I still think this is bullshit.
it's true. I'm already paying for my regular internet connection. Let me keep doing that. Is Fitbit a video game or an interactive audiobook? Or is the zombies thing an interactive audiobook?
I don't know. I think in the description that we've posited here, it feels more like a game show situation.
The zombies
also-
thing, yeah.
Yeah, like in that situation, that sounds more like a game show. You know, like it's still not a video game because there's no videos. It's just
I would
games.
still say there's that one video game that's about being blind, right?
Yeah, there are a couple of them. One of them is a scam, but the other one was actually like, oh yeah, you go through and you're blind.
You're being led by your
around.
daughter. I remember Germa playing that.
That sounds just like such a funny stream game.
No face cam either.
That's so funny.
Just
the entire-
black
just
screen and just like
turn off the stream chat.
that's what it was. That's the video uploaded to the second Germa channel.
That's funny.
It's really funny. But I think that since there's like things that you do to like progress stuff and like track stats, and those stats are used to like make changes in some sort of a virtual sense, I think it would still count as a digital video game for the zombies jogging thing. Anyways,
Yeah, I guess I don't really have a good argument against it. So, all right.
yeah. NSO, specifically the Nintendo Entertainment System app, I guess I have to say it's not a video game. Like, on the one hand, my brain wants to say that, like, Clubhouse Games is similar in that it's a collection of existing games. But no, because it's like, it's packaged as, here's a bunch of these different games, go play them, and I still think it's a video game.
I don't know. I'm just there's video games in here. But this thing itself is not the video game. Because I don't stop here. I just keep going.
Okay. This quiz is not a video game.
Yeah,
This survey is not a video game. Chess.com is a video game.
unfortunately.
All right.
We did it.
Any ones we want to argue against? Well, too bad. I'm done.
We've defeated quiz. Yippee.
I don't plan on doing anything with this data. I just like making polls. Okay.
Wow.
Let's review the results so far.
That's very funny that there is actually a sliver that says not a video game.
Yeah, these are people that are wrong.
Oh shoot. I wish we got a copy of our answers.
Too bad.
Videos, James.
It's funny that Fitbit is not a video game more than Duolingo. Tetris is the most video game of all time.
Absolutely. Just very funny that there's anyone saying not. That is Spider's George.
Those are 34 people that are wrong. These are
Yeah.
people that picked not a video game. These are the people that picked yes on American football. Just to be funny. Wordle is, Candy Crush is, Homestuck mostly not, but it's still like a quarter yes.
So you're not completely insane, but also
I'm more insane than most. So far, it's the closest. No, Duolingo's the closest so far, but you know, it's up there.
Yeah.
Yes, a video game. Yes, a video game. I'm surprised there's more people that said no to these two than Gone Home.
I wonder how many people actually put just funny responses.
Probably a couple.
This one's interesting. Like, yeah, I understand the arguments, but also,
I think it's also
I
people that
disagree
just
with
don't
them.
understand what this thing is.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. More people thought it was just like a digital handheld toy. It doesn't count as a video game for the Game & Watch.
Yeah, that's weird to me. I'm disagreeing with that.
That's
with
fair.
those
It is only
people.
7% of people, so they can
Yeah.
go fuck themselves, I guess.
This is interesting. These are people that don't know.
Do they know? These people know. These people know. 1% of people say that football is a video game, and they're insane.
Yeah, that's very funny that there's a full 1%.
Like double that say chess is a video game.
I guess they were trying to argue about being consistent for chess.com.
Wii Chess is more chess than chess.com.
That's true, though.
That is true.
Yeah, because you could have a Mario in it.
The movie is not a video game. 4.8% of people didn't read the fucking poster that says this isn't a game.
I can't believe how literacy has gotten in our world.
This is the most 50-50. This is the closest we've seen. Which I think makes sense.
Yeah, I agree with the not a video game being slightly larger.
Sticky balls. Bop it. Yeah. A quarter of people said Street Pass is not a video game. I don't think they remembered all the stuff you could do in Street Pass.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just said the primary focus of Street Pass is just, oh, this is where I keep my Miis.
And my friends' Miis. But no, there's games in there, and they're free. There are some paid games as well.
Yeah, they came with your DS. 3DS.
Minesweeper, definitely a video game. Word, definitely not a video game. Paint, definitely not a video game. Excel, okay. I'm in the minority for having picked Paint is not, but Excel is. To be fair, the games were things included inside of the software, so that percentage makes sense. That is true. Yeah. I think it's funny that Paint is like the most video game out of these all non-video games. If I had to guess, I would say the inclusion of Mario Paint in the list influenced people.
Maybe. Yeah, if they said, oh, Paint is a video game, Mario Paint's a video game, just because now we have Microsoft Sam, the different character, same game.
Exactly. Flight Simulator is, but more this time.
Oh, it was too simple.
Street Pass was not very well known in America. It barely ever, no one checked it. That's not true from my experience at all.
Yeah, I went on a plane like 5 years after the Switch had been out, and I still got people on my Street Pass, which was really weird to me.
I was using my DS in high school, so, you know, being in like a group of other young people that played it, you know.
Hear that or going to an airport.
Yeah, maybe the mall would be a good place too, because, you know, there's the GameStop there.
I live in the deep south, so sometimes I'll run into people though that still have 3DSs. Not recently, of course, but you know, when the 3DS was, you know, monster huntering around. And then I'd run into people.
Passed a handful of the same people at school, went to the airport, flew to another state, got a bunch. Yeah, no, like if you're in an area with high traffic, I would say you're still more likely than not to get at least one.
Yeah, it really is just a region thing, isn't it? Like, you know, some places have DSs and some places have
PSPs.
Sega Nomads.
It's an East Coast, West Coast thing, Rari.
Damn, the East Coast, Beast Coast.
West Coast is where the Vita went to die.
Damn. If only they could have games on the Vita.
No, they had Akira, though.
That's true.
Mario Paint is a video game. Choose Your Own Adventure, The Abominable Snowman is just barely more a video game than not.
I'm sorry, I'm really surprised how many people said Mario Paint is a video game.
Oh yeah, because it's on a video game console.
I see. They should have put Excel directly on, and I didn't have to go to the 365 version on my browser.
Cave of Time, the Choose Your Adventure novel, not a video game, because I'm surprised that 10% of people said it is. It's a book.
Yeah.
Oh, I was right. I was making that up. I was making a joke. What do you mean the PSP and the Vita were popular where you were? That's crazy.
The PSP was popular where I was.
It was not popular where I was.
I remember when I was a kid, my teacher took my PSP away from me, and then I just didn't have it for like almost 3 months until I was about to, get to the next grade. And it still had charge. It was sleeping, and I woke up, and I was like in the middle of the Mega Man powered up. I was like, oh shit, I don't have any life. And then the Yellow Devil killed me.
Damn. Nintendo was considered garbage in the local schools at that time.
What?
Fascinating.
That's insane.
Wrong. But I guess kids can be wrong.
No, I totally get it though, because like in that time, Nintendo was getting absolutely dumpstered, and it didn't have any, like Nintendo was doing Nintendo things,
Yeah. Like GameCube.
It had some games, and then if you weren't playing Melee all the time, hey, Resident Evil 4 came out. That's good.
And the DS, like original, not a great handheld.
No.
DS Lite really saved it.
The DS Lite was like a phenomenon, especially in Japan.
But then in order to like do the Street Pass stuff, you would need a 3DS, which means upgrading, which means a lot more money.
But Mothykins, I had SpongeBob on my Game Boy Advance. That's way better than South Park episodes.
Rari, many things are better than South Park episodes.
Yeah, but when you're in like high school or something, you think, or middle school, actually, hell, if you even in elementary, you probably think like Cartman saying swears is the funniest shit.
I'm Pickle Rick! The more things change, the more they stay the same.
So true.
The only South Park episode I remember like fully watching through all the way front to back is the World of Warcraft episode. And I don't know why.
That episode was so boring too.
Yeah, no, it wasn't good. Black Mirror is another 50-50. That's crazy.
Interesting. Oh well.
Dragon's Lair is a lot higher.
They should have put the Silent Hill like TV series
Oh
on,
my god.
because there is technically the interactivity of like people choosing what should happen next in the show.
I don't remember where I actually first learned about the Silent Hill TV show. I think Wooly was involved at some point, but I don't remember if it was watching Super Eye Patch Wolf or watching Castle Super Beast. But both Pat and John Eye Patch Wolf are Silent Hill heads.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely strange video.
That's bad.
Yeah. No, you know what it probably was? I think it was a Castle Super Beast where they had Susie Sphere Hunter on as a guest. Because I think she's more Resident Evil, not Resident Evil. Well, yes, Resident Evil, but more survival horror pill than either of them.
Yeah.
Anyways, Dragon's Lair, Google Earth. You're insane for saying it's not a video game to this degree. I guess other people don't know how to have fun.
Look, without the GeoGuessr component, it's not that fun.
The flight simulator, Rari.
No,
it's built in. You can fly over a 2D image of the Eiffel Tower.
Okay, that's pretty fun.
Thank God D&D 5e's this much not a video game, and Baldur's Gate is this much a video game.
Good job.
Pinball's not a video game. Portal is a video game. Doom is less of a video game than Portal.
Shit. That's fucked up.
More people need to be funny.
No. Stop skewing the resort. The resort.
What do you think about Tumblr having a date 2007?
I sure could have signed up for it. Then I'm glad I didn't.
That's true.
I would have left immediately.
You would have gotten like people's actual like photo blogs, like, oh, I'm traveling in New York. I took some photos. Take a look.
That wouldn't be bad. It's moreover like I don't know, when it got up into the Super Hulock or whatever shit.
That was like 2011, 2012. That was like 5 years later.
I would have died.
Mm-hmm. I did die. It's true. My old blog, I downloaded it just so that I have it for posterity. It is cringe as fuck.
Congratulations. You're not free though.
It's true. I was there. It was awful. See, the thing was, I liked Doctor Who, and I thought I liked Sherlock because, you know, Stephen Moffat's good at tricking people.
See, the thing is that he's really good at setting up tone and like presence. I don't know, like he's good at the cinematography.
Also,
kind of stuff.
Also, like, just being like a shitty, snarky kid who thinks he's smarter than other people. Sherlock's the show Sherlock, and also the concept of Sherlock Holmes as being a detective and having a mystery show and having it be popular is interesting. It's not good, but it's interesting.
Yeah, I remember like walking in with my parents watching it, and my mom just kind of starting to fall asleep. Because this is like the last season, I think, and it was just like I'm trying to watch and figure out like what's going on without asking questions, and it's just absolutely. It was already unintelligible when I learned what was going on, and then it just. But at the time, it was really boring.
Yeah, it's rough. And then also, like, I didn't watch Supernatural at all. I had no interest in it whatsoever. So it was just sort of one of those things. It's like, okay, I like Doctor Who. I like Sherlock. They're there.
Damn, you don't know why Super Hell was so funny.
Okay, so by that time, I actually did start watching Supernatural.
Oh, okay.
That was like 2020. Yeah, no, Super Hell was 2020. Because they were filming during COVID. It's like 2020, 2021. I did have a friend who really liked Supernatural at the time. So I watched a little bit, and they were like, oh, you'd make such a great Castiel. So I was like, all right, let me give it my best shot. And then I gave my best like Castiel impression, and they were like, oh my God, you're so good at it.
Congratulations.
Yeah. It is something I still can do because it's an easy voice to muster up. It's just getting really deep and then getting really raspy. Dean. It's me,
Dean.
Castiel. I am at a phone booth in the middle of the desert, and I don't know what $1 is. Luckily, there's no one here that can tell how good or bad that was, so.
Yep. Congratulations.
Basically, it was perfect, and I'm goated with the sauce. Now, 800 people are funny and say that this quiz is a game. Jeopardy's less of a game than this quiz.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think this many people know what Fate's Day Night is.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, that is definitely the lowest amount of responses, I think.
I think I've seen lower, but No, I guess not. 4-4. Yeah. 4-7, 4-5. 4-7, yeah.
So many people absolutely uninterested in this stupid visual novel.
Yeah. Which Friends character are you is not a video game. Stanley Parable is the video game. Orange Box got actually a few decent number of not a video game on account of it being a collection of video games.
Yeah, I get that.
Clubhouse Games, Deep Blue, Dinosaur Game, the browser game. AI Dungeon, good chunk of not a video game, but a lot of people do still say it is. Zork is, Mayo's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, AI Dungeon is where I'm crazy, apparently.
That's true.
Mayonnaise, I'm happy to see like 2.8% of people are in Mayonnaise gang.
Mayo gang. All right. Are we ready to change this up and play some actual video game that we know is a video game?
No, I think we should call the stream now.
Brutal. No. We're doing real video game. The whiner has waited long enough.
It's true.
Sorry, Vanilla, but you made a typo in the Twitch chat.
Yeah, I thought you did that on purpose.
Well, no, because then it would have the H. Being the whiner with no H just means you really like a good port, I guess. I don't know. He's not old enough to drink alcohol.
I don't know. What is a drinking age?
17. Like he's 17. Most places
exactly.
18 or higher.
Oh, okay.
Like, even if this was Japan, I think the drinking age is 18. I could be wrong. It could still be 21.
Okay. Dang. I know, like, in Germany, it's like 16.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's a big thing in German culture. They just have a better thing of, like, hey, not, binge drink.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops.
Whoops. What's whoops? Oh, that's whoops. The stream will die for 2 seconds. 1, 2, 2.5, 3.
Woohoo!
Favorite stream to do the dishes do. That's the definition of lurking, and that's fantastic. Sometimes you just have to listen to some funny little ramblings while you do some dishes. And that's why today's podcast is sponsored by Audible.
This is where we go up.
A bobble. Anyways. All of Mr. Frost's work destroyed. Mr. Von Karma wasn't very happy. He told us to get out, and in no uncertain terms. There were a lot of expletives. In German, I think.
So, what do we do now, Mr. E? I can't believe he just up and kicked us out. Von Karma's a total jerk.
He's a total douche. He's a real dickwad, Mr. E. I can't disagree. But I can't repeat that language without taking out my pocket soap and scrubbing my tongue. He's aggressively too good of a guy, you know? Now, Eddie, it was always the job of the police and the prosecutor's office to investigate the scene.
Yeah, but he didn't have to talk to us like that.
He didn't have to be so mean.
Who cares if we're cops or attorneys? We should all be working together to find the truth.
You can't assume that everybody's aims are the same as your own. Other people think differently, Eddie. Are you not aware of that?
Sometimes they're trying to falsely convict someone.
Yes, and we need to prevent that from happening. It happens a lot more often than you think. You may wish to expose the truth, but others might prefer to accept things at face value. Which way of thinking is right will depend on the person.
But what if somebody innocent ends up behind bars because no one managed to uncover the truth?
It can happen. We're all human, police and prosecutors included. Except Godot. I hear that guy's a robot.
What's a robot?
Have you heard of Isaac Asimov? He's my favorite contemporary writer.
I'm too busy eating my notes to read.
Remind me to take you to a library, but also one that allows you to eat the books.
Oh.
Which is why defense attorneys exist. Our job is to help people in just such situations, to be friends to the friendless. Just like my son. He's so lame.
Bookstore.
I go to the manga section. I eat the manga. I am kicked out of the bookstore.
They didn't like it when I ate it from left to right instead of right to left.
So Luffy went Gear 5, then he died, then he went to Gear 4.
Friends to the friendless.
Now, we may not be able to investigate Mr. Frost's room as hoped, but that doesn't mean we give up.
You're right, Mr. E. I'm sorry. I should have thought more before I opened my big mouth.
It's quite large. You're young, Eddie. You'll learn soon enough. I'm sure by the age of 36, you will not be continuing to spout nonsense and trying to give people hugs that they don't want.
I don't know what you're talking about. Everyone loves this trait.
I sure hope I have more than 1 year left in my life to beat that out of you. I think it was... No, I think it was 36, because I think it was 18 years ago, and I thought it was 18. I think... Yeah, because it's 18 now, and this is 18 years ago.
I will. I promise. Promise. Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Fender, you look like you could use a little pick-me-up.
Do you have any of that good?
I don't know what you mean.
Are you friends with Mary Jane?
Just pulls out a photo of an actual woman named Mary Jane.
Watson? I don't think Spider-Man exists yet.
I'm afraid this is all I have, but please, by all means.
How many times have we seen the sprite of the chocolate?
Chocolate?
We've seen this specific chocolate a few times. It's a little bit suspicious. I feel like this is gonna be evidence.
What are they trying to tell us? Also, do you think Delicia had just held on to those for so long?
Same chocolates in her bag for 18 years. How old is Judy? Wait a minute, you're 16?
Wait.
What? Can you get trolled for me? I need you to troll for the both of us.
Huh. None of them. Uh-oh. None of my emotes are working.
Oh no. Can you punch?
That's unfortunate. No, I can't. I can't do anything.
Huh.
What if I did this? Oh, there it is.
Oh,
My numpad got turned off.
Oh, it was a numlock?
Yeah, I was no longer numlocked. How old is Samson again?
39. I don't think they're together. I think they're just co-workers. They'd better be. Hell, he could be her actual father. Assistant to Samson Tangaroa.
Yeah, I'm just, it's very weird to have like a show.
And they were doing
That's
like a tango dance. Do you ever think that the reason everyone thinks their life is over at 25 is media like this? I never got that. I never understood that.
It is. There's that, like, our cultures are, famous at 16. Jesus. Just, I don't know. A lot of our cultures are hyper youth focused, which is really weird.
That's true. But I never got hit by that, I think. Like, I was just like, well, just keep going, you know? What am I going to do?
I guess it's moreover just for, for women.
Oh, for sure.
All these dudes are like, except for Eddie, they're over the age of 30.
I'm surprised that this guy went like full white by 46, 50, 54. Full white.
Yeah, that's pretty normal.
I guess so. Yeah, especially if you're in an actually stressful job.
Yeah, because like right now his hair is kind of graying. So, okay, that it actually makes sense.
I wouldn't even call this graying. I think his hair is just naturally brown, but...
Oh, okay.
It can happen in the 50s, definitely. If you are, like he was saying, like, I hurt myself every day.
Yeah, just constant body stress.
And Von Karma's 49, and he's completely white.
Yeah, but Von Karma is like just stressing himself out all the time.
He hasn't even been shot yet.
It's just the weight of all of his sins.
Obama aged 30 years in office. My dad is late 50s. He's got streaks of silver hair now. There's like that quote about being the Pope where it's the highway to meeting God because you just work yourself to death so fast.
Yeah, I can totally see that.
Yeah. Imagine being in charge of one of the world's largest religions. Yeesh.
No thanks.
Yep. Couldn't be me. If the Cardinals chant my name in a fit of religious zealotry, I guess, I don't know, I would simply say no.
Yeah. I also say that because I'm an anarchist.
That's true.
These hierarchies.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I would say yes so that I could dismantle the Catholic Church from the inside.
You just get decapitated.
There's too many fucked up bishops that would say, no, I need this system to keep hiding my sins. Come on.
They keep hiding my... let's not go further. Let's move on.
Let's have some chocolate.
Yeah. Whoa, you're the best, Miss Bound.
Again, Miss Bound. She's 2 years younger than you.
That is very funny.
It does make more sense as to why they're in their adult... They're actually adults now. And he's just like, hey, it's Judy. It's Jude's, the Judemeister. Oh, rather misshaped and incredibly sweet. Thank you. A little sugar boost might actually help, although these are a little too sweet for my liking. And a little uniquely shaped.
You know, funny hand shape. Swimsh.
Okay, what do you mean by that? These are normal shapes of chocolate.
Maybe they're trying to say like they melt kind of easily. So it's
they also look
misshapen.
like they could be hand wrapped, so maybe she just like, you know.
Oh yeah, these are definitely, I mean, yeah, they say handmade.
Yeah. So like just like badly molded.
Yeah, you know, probably just boop, boop, boop. I'm sorry if they're not to your taste. No way, they're great. They're so sweet. You're very kind. Imagine me of all people, a mediocre confectioner. What? You mean you made these yourself? Yes, Samson loves chocolate, so I had to learn. Keeping him supplied with his favorite treats is just one of my many duties. Although he does spend most of the time coaching me on how to improve my technique. Mr. Tangaroa sure is a lucky guy. Getting to eat homemade sweets made by the one and only Judy Bound whenever he wants sounds amazing.
I guess she is, like, famous, and he's, like, starstruck. I guess, let's just go with that interpretation.
I'm sorry, did you say something? Nope, nothing at all.
Dear sweet Eddie, you really do still have a lot to learn. It seems you're quite committed to the work you do for Mr. Tangaroa, Miss Bound.
Of course. What right would I have to stay here otherwise?
She's his ward.
Jeez.
She's the Robin to his Batman.
Chocolate Batman. What do you mean by that? I was abandoned as a baby, and jeez, there's so many orphans in these stories. And Mr. Tangaroa took me in.
Gregory's like, I sure am glad that my son isn't an orphan. Sorry, what were you saying?
It's like, oh, okay, so this is a guardian.
That was, yeah, is it a wardship?
I see. That's right. One snowy Christmas Eve many years ago, he found me on the steps of this very mansion. He saved my life and became the father I never had. I can never repay him. So my work for him is the least I can do, and I'll be here for him for as long as he needs me. That's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard.
I must be getting old. I'm welling up a little myself. I can't imagine what would happen if my son ended up on someone's doorstep on Christmas Eve after I died. I sure hope I don't die on Christmas a couple, like 1 or 2 years from now. That sure would suck.
And to think today's Christmas Eve, and I can't even give him his present in person. I'd do anything to save him. Anything. Please, if there's something I can do to help, just say it.
Destroy more evidence.
Okay.
We're very grateful, Miss Bound. Bow. Perhaps you could help us by answering a question. Did you know the victim?
Not very well, I'm afraid. Oh, but if you wanted to see some of his work, I have a picture of the sculptures he made for the final.
You do? My, they're stunning. Oh, hey, look, it's Cow Tools. It's also, they've got one of the light emitting machines. Also, a dolly here is important to note. The harp doesn't have strings on it yet, and this is Gemini, not Pisces.
Aren't they? I think they're masterpieces.
I actually am wondering now, maybe one of the things that's supposed to happen is the one statue turns into the other. They're way too similar, you know?
Like a magic trick.
Exactly.
Who would have thought you could make such intricate statues out of flavored ice? Samson adored them too. Oh, hey! That's Taurus and Gemini, right?
I didn't know you were keen on constellations and the zodiac, Eddie.
Oh, I love it. The stories those stars can tell. Take Gemini, for example. See the lyre? That's what the harp is called. And the arrow, and the... Hold up. The lyre doesn't have any strings. Huh. Did Mr. Frost forget to add them, maybe? That doesn't sound like something he'd forget to do. Wait, really? But I thought you just said you didn't know him very well. Oh, well, he didn't seem like the type.
It seems she's got something to hide, too. It's so sad. You took this photograph yourself, Miss Bound.
Yes, I used this instant camera here.
Is that the same instant? It's the same sprite, but is it the same instant camera?
That'd be very funny if Eddie took it from evidence after the case.
Eddie takes it from her right now.
It develops the pictures as soon as you take them. It's so useful. Oh, I'd love to see it in action. Then why don't you take a picture? Take your picture. Yes! Come on, Mr. E. Let's get a shot of the both of us.
Well, all right then. It'd be a shame to waste a good hair. Okay, pretty good, pretty good.
Ready? Say cheese.
Cheese.
There, all done. And the picture's yours to keep, Mr. Fender. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. That's such a cool camera. Well, it's the only one we've got, so we use it for all of our picture-taking needs. It's very convenient, but the lack of negatives is something of a shame.
So there aren't any negatives for us to reference, huh? This is such a this is 18 years in the past situation to have. Like, ow.
You deserve it.
For what?
For being cheesable.
I'm just a little guy. You don't need to cheese me.
If you keep little guying around like that, you're gonna get cheesed again.
Okay. There are no negatives, huh? I assume Mr. Tangaroa used the same camera during the contest?
Yes, you assume correctly. He used it for some work-in-progress pictures of his seascape. And later to take some photos of the other contestants' work.
Oh, cheese, because I got my chick picture taken. Didn't you take a picture of the body when you discovered it? Didn't you discover the body while the judging was still underway?
Yes. Samson wanted pictures of all the entrance completed rooms. But the film ran out just as he finished photographing Mr. Gusto's work. So he asked me to put in a new cartridge.
Cartridge?
Yeah, the way that those instant cameras work, they have a cartridge full of the photos.
Okay, the photo paper. I thought it was less of a cartridge and more of like you just like load the film paper in.
Yeah, it's not like the other instant cameras. Like you have a little roll of film.
Yeah, it's not like a Kodak.
Yeah.
The disposable cameras, that's what I'm thinking of. Anyways.
He seemed to think there should have been more shots left than there were.
Someone's taking extra pickies? It's a cart? Okay, I'll take your word for it, because I don't have a Polaroid. In other words, the film ran out sooner than expected.
Yes, the number of shots he took didn't line up with the number of shots remaining. But he thought maybe he just lost track somewhere along the way.
But had he really, though? But was he sure about that?
I went to our living area to change the film and was passing through the fountain room on my way back.
When I heard the crash, yeah.
When I heard the sound
Sorry.
Samson, are you in here? Everyone's screaming. Mr. Frost's body was just lying there. I was in total shock. It was all too much.
That's why I snapped a photo.
But I remember I called the police and then I went to tell everyone else. And the camera, it's been with me ever since.
I see. I'd be grateful if you could lend us the camera and this picture, Miss Bound.
Of course, here you go.
Thank you. I'm giving this to Eddie. It's going to be in my will for him. A new film cartridge has 20 exposures, but there are only 3 remaining. Huh. So, that doesn't line up with what she said, because she said she just put in a new cartridge, and then was coming back, and then found the body, took a picture, then took one of us just now. That doesn't work. Something's up.
Chicken butt.
Oh. And the photo. Plus the victim's room. But the victim's room, we don't know when that photo was taken. It was taken before the sculptures melted, but was that taken by Samson before the film ran out? Like, we don't know when this photo was taken. Was it before Artie's body was found or after?
Oh, what did the... Oh, yeah, never mind. Yeah.
Just doesn't say.
Yeah, it just says that she took the photo.
Yeah. But, she only got the camera after... It was after she found the body and Samson was arrested. That is a guess. Because it would have to be between now and when the sculptures were destroyed. And taking a picture like this does imply she knew the sculptures would be destroyed? Or something similar. I don't know.
Yeah, I would be super distressed if, my guardian had gotten arrested for a crime. I wouldn't be thinking about work personally.
Yeah. Especially, like, she was just like, yeah, no, I found the body, I was super distressed, and the camera has been with me ever since. So, like, her story is she put in a new cartridge as soon as she got the camera, and then found the body, took a picture, and that's it until she took a picture of us just now. Yeah. Well, I would still... Yeah, the photo paper.
Detective Bad, Miss Scone, are they done investigating? They're done with me, that's for certain. The big meanie told me to clear off.
I don't think he used that term, but I'll accept the censorship for my good Christian ears.
We'll go with film cartridge.
Yeah. Like, it's not film, but, like, for the purposes.
Honestly, that mannequins will be the end of me. The cheek of him.
Don't worry, he'll be dead in 15 years. Guess he got tired of people cluttering up his crime scene.
Did he run you off too, Detective Bad?
Yeah, Von Karma seems to think I'm a nuisance. Can't do things his way with me around. Why would Mr. Von Karma go so far as to exclude his own lead detective? Still, got a pretty good look at the scene. As for Gusto, he's enjoying a nice little chat right now in Frost's room.
What about?
About the fact that Miss Bound said she saw him going in there during the contest. Mr. Gusto went into Frost's room?
That's right, and I have to say, he looked very much like he didn't want to be seen. I don't know what he could have been up to.
Well, he's candidate number 1 at the moment, as the guy who melted Frost's work. But is that really why Mr. Gusto went into Mr. Frost's room? Got a photo of the room right here, if you need it. It's all yours.
Wait, what? Why would you just give it to us?
I gotta spell it out for you, kid. I'm offering to help you guys. I want the truth about this case to come out. Happy Pride Month. It's December. Happy Pride Month.
Is that true?
Detective.
Really, Detective Bad? Mr. Von Karma won't be happy about this.
Well, he can, in fact, huff my nuts about it. Yeah, well,
Yeah,
I'm not Von Karma's
happy Pride.
stooge. If he's gonna stonewall my investigation, then I'm not gonna play by the book either. Can't let some pesky rules keep me from finding the truth. Now can I? Mr. Edgeworth? Indeed, thank you, Detective Bad. Bow.
Wow, I can't believe you won him over, Mr. E. Well, I haven't the foggiest what you're all going on about. But here's to new friends, eh?
It's definitely nice to have the good detective on our side, that's for sure. All right, let's take a look at that photograph. Every time I do, it makes me chuckle. Sensibly. This is what Frost's room looks like right now.
Yikes, there's nothing left of his flavored ice sculptures but puddles.
Huh. Okay. All that looks the same. But, so what's interesting here is the fact that there's spot, you know?
Hmm.
This looks like 2 spots. Like perhaps foot number 1 and foot number 2.
Sorry, where?
Like these white spots here in the puddles.
White spots in the puddle?
Do you see my mouse cursor?
Sorry, I think that's just like it being a puddle.
To me, it looks more like something.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to illustrate like, this is water, and these are empty portions where there's the base.
Yeah, but I think that base looks like these 2 statues were flipped.
Moved over to a different one. Maybe.
I don't know why. That seems really dumb, especially considering they're both destroyed now.
Yeah. I don't know. The more important thing is look at that electrical outlet.
It's pretty
electrical
fucked.
plug. It's pretty out there.
Also,
it's pretty not connected.
No,
Yeah.
the machine is
thingy.
gone.
Yeah.
The floor appears to be completely covered in a pale blue liquid. I should compare this with the... I assume that the unplugged power cord has something to do with all this. Yeah, once that was out of the socket, display case has lost power, and up the temperature went.
It looks like they were all connected to the same power strip. That's dangerous.
Eddie, it's only dangerous if they're both drawing significant power.
I mean, if you're trying to keep that area cold, both of them off the same strip, I don't know.
Well, if the room is also being kept at 26F, right?
I don't know. Is this room being kept that cold?
It said in the future it is. We haven't been able to go in and check the actual temperature controls to see what it's being kept at.
Yeah, because apparently it wasn't if it melted. Schmelted.
Mm-hmm. But if you set the temperature of the room to the 26F and then you plugged in both of them, no, it's still a refrigeration unit. That's still drawing a lot of power whenever it does turn on.
Oh,
Yeah. You have any idea when it was unplugged? Nope. Still working on that.
Those sculptures were beautiful. What a waste. You could say that again. I should have taken a few more bites out of them while I had the chance. So they tasted good?
So you ate them?
Just a nibble. Did they ever? I've never tried ice so scrumptious in all my life. Really? Man, I wish I could have had a bite. Well, scrumptious except for the salty bit, of course. That was unbearable.
What? The salty bit?
It's in the other photo you've got there. This bit, the harpy thing.
My head's in my fucking hands. She ate the strings on the lyre.
Yeah, it's so funny. No one will notice this.
I'm pointing it out to you what I ate. Gemini's lyre. It was salty. It was salty.
Wait, that's why it had no strings? It's because you ate them?
I thought she said she didn't go into Frost's room. But that testimony was so long ago. Who can remember?
I didn't eat that much, you cheeky little devil. I told you, it was all horrible and salty. That's...
It
Yeah,
is.
I'm also wondering, like, yeah, because it's like, it tastes salty, but it can't be made of salt, right? Like, it couldn't just be one big salt crystal or something.
That'd be extremely dumb, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
maybe saltwater taffy pulled really thin to make those strings?
Maybe? Yeah, that's some really salty taffy.
It would be. But I think Delicia did say that she's like a pure sweet tooth, like any other flavor she doesn't like. So maybe she's over-exaggerating how salty it was. But we'll see.
Something to definitely keep in mind.
Yeah. Could somebody other than Miss Scone really be responsible for eating the rest of the strings? Maybe. I don't think they had to have eaten them. Did you notice anything else, Miss Scone?
Come to think of it, I did. There was a funny little mark on Chillywinks' work. It was 2 little letters.
Oh my god!
Let me see if I can draw it for you. There we go. Yes, it looked just like that.
Wow.
PH from the coffee.
Clear as day, Zach. Okay, thank God Gregory notices it.
Yeah. I just knew Mr. Frost wouldn't have made that harp without strings.
And the snowflake for Frost. Yeah, is the PH for Frost? Is Artie Frost Artie Frost?
I can't believe this.
Is this going to get updated in the court record? Or is Artie Frost just so happen to be fucking Paul Halik? Paul Halation.
He's not the type to skip on an important detail like that.
No, actually, you know what? Now that she's being so fangirly over his detail, is Artie Frost Paul Halik in disguise?
Too interesting to think about.
I hope you don't mind me asking, Miss Bound, but are you certain you didn't know Mr. Frost particularly well? Oh,
What? No, I barely knew him, I swear.
ooh, the sweat, the freak out, the nervous tango. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I tango to calm myself down. Not that I need to be worried right now for any reason.
It's just relaxing.
You certainly seem to have some strong opinions about his attitude towards his work.
No, I just... The sculptures were so carefully made, I didn't think he'd miss something so important.
I'm sorry, but I don't believe you. You have a more personal connection to his work than that.
What makes you think that?
I have an item of evidence that appears to have been one of Mr. Frost's possessions. And it shares a key feature with another piece of evidence.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about if you don't share. So, what are these two pieces of evidence?
One. Et tu. Take that. Miss Scone found 2 letters carved into Mr. Frost's ice sculptures. I think they were a signature of sorts. After all, it's not unusual for an artist to initial their work.
I guess not. That's right, dear. It's just like you said. Chili Winks' statue had the letters PH carved into them plain as day.
In the coffee. Plain as day. It's not often you have to present 2 pieces at once. It's true.
Yeah.
I'm glad that it seemed like it didn't matter what order it was going to be in. PH. Shouldn't it be as fuck? You'd think so, but take a look at this. It's the seal we found at the crime scene. It seems reasonable to assume that it fell from Mr. Frost's pocket. And when pressed into the surface of an item, it would leave behind the letters PH. The same pottery mark we see imprinted on the bottom of the items in the tea set. The same pottery mark? We've already established that the tea set is the work of the sculptor Paul Halik. From that, we can assume that these same letters would mark any item out as a piece of his work. A fact of which you are well aware, correct, Miss Bound?
Well, yes, I know that he always marks his mark with his initials like that. He's never revealed his true identity in public, so it's the only way to know his works are truly his.
You mean Paul Halik was... That's right, Detective. Artie Frost had another identity. He was Banksy. He was no ordinary confectioner, at least as far as Miss Bound was concerned. For you see, Mr. Frost was in fact a famed sculptor.
A fan of sculptures.
A really good confectioner. None other than famed sculptor Paul Halik.
What? Mr. Frost and Paul Halik were the same person?
In the coffee, clear as day, Fender. It's not like the mark's hard to copy, though. Anyone who's seen it could fake being him with it. Not exactly conclusive proof that Frost was who you say he was. It was proof enough for Miss Bound. What matters is that she believed it. His true identity will have to be investigated by the good people of the precinct. All right. I'll have the boys look into it.
I should have known I couldn't hide it from you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Of course you couldn't. I have this cool hat on.
It does cover one of your eyes so perfectly.
That's my Shinigami.
What?
That's my Sharingan.
Absolutely terrifying.
They call me the copy lawyer. So you admit it. You were aware of who Mr. Frost really was?
I was. When I discovered his body, I saw the seal you found. Don't ask me how, but I just knew straight away that he was my dear Paul Halik. Imagine, his entries in a confectionery contest were his final legacy. A great man like that.
And be honest, did you enter Mr. Frost's room at any point?
What? Why are you asking me that?
Because you took the fucking picture, lady. The photograph of Mr. Frost's room. I'd like to know when it was taken.
I must have gotten it mixed up with the one Samson took during the judging.
Uh-huh. Objection! I'm afraid I find that rather hard to believe. You said yourself that the camera ran out of film during the judging, and that you have had charge of the camera since before Mr. Tangaroa had the chance to visit Mr. Frost's room. That's how you were able to take that picture when you discovered Mr. Frost's body.
I suppose so.
This suggests that you took only 2 pictures with the new film, one of Frost's body and one of his room. But But I have a piece of evidence that says otherwise.
You do? You do?
Yeah, the camera that says there's only 3 shots left.
Take that.
The camera?
You gave the picture of the body to the police and the picture of Mr. Frost's room to me.
Oh, and you gave us the picture you took of me and Mr. Edgeworth, too.
3 photographs in total, and yet the film cartridge in this camera only has 3 exposures remaining, out of a total of 20. You took more pictures. I want to know what of. I'll need to see all the photos you took. Perhaps then we'll finally learn what you were really up to.
I'm so sorry. I confess, I've been lying to you.
Well, thanks for telling the truth now. Oh, these are all shots of Frost's room.
I'm so sorry. Looks like she took pictures of his work from every possible angle.
And when they were taken, the ice still hadn't melted yet. Wait, don't tell me. It was you.
It was. At least, I'm pretty sure it was.
You are? Why?
Well, you see, I'm a huge fan of Mr. Halik's work, as you know. I was petrified that they might be ruined, what with the investigation that was going on and everything. So I thought I should at least capture the sculptures on film for posterity.
And how did that make them melt?
I think perhaps I was so intent on getting the perfect photographs that I might have tripped over the power cord without noticing.
By mistake? Are you sure?
I didn't notice it at the time, but, well... How could I have been so careless as to cause the loss of his final masterpieces?
It seems a little convenient to me. I'm not sure I believe it. But I'm not in a position to refute it either.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cause any trouble.
Uh-huh. Don't worry about it. The important thing is that you told us the truth.
What he said. No hard feelings, Miss Bound. Thank you.
The cop over here might have something else to say. Mr. Edgeworth, picture's yours. Hope it helps. Are you infernal nuisances still here? You don't know when to give up. I want to look at the photos, though. Yep. I can't do anything. Okay,
Yeah, because it's like, how are you gonna trip and like move it that far, and then also, you know, remove...
not notice, and also remove the machine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's interesting.
Also, the general background light is off too, or it's a different color at least. You know, that's just the light from the base refracting through the statue, probably. But fascinating that they actually took that into consideration.
Maybe.
Like, it's definitely darker here, right?
Yeah, it definitely is darker. But the light in the glass itself isn't different.
I definitely agree that this Gregory's objection in this version was kind of weak. I like Adult Eddie's though. It's real like objection, like I got your ass, and also I'm chill.
Gregory's is very like it's semi-firm, but it's I don't know, it's definitely got like that polite Japanese feeling to it. You know?
Yeah, this is very a salaryman's objection.
Yeah. He looks like a salaryman.
He is. That's the joke.
Oh, well, yeah, it lands.
I sure can't wait to go get drinks with my boss, as is the standard Japanifornian custom. I'd take one single beer because I'm a responsible man.
No, your boss is saying you gotta drink up more now.
Wait, no, it's his law office. He doesn't have a boss.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He is his own boss.
Eddie, come drink with me. I know you're 18, but it seems fairly high pitched too, doesn't it? I think it's also I'm giving him a bit of a deeper voice, just a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty normal guy kind of voice.
It's just that Edgeworth Sr. is built real stocky still, because
Yeah,
but
the
you know,
genes.
people with that build can be, have a higher pitched voice.
Right.
It's not necessarily that they have to be extremely deep to match, just more commonly than not. Linger for as long as you like. The answer is still the same. You are not a part of this investigation. Whether we're part of it or not, we'll uncover the truth nonetheless. How old is Gregory here anyway? His life is
Like
probably
late
over.
30s.
Oh, it doesn't say.
Huh.
I would say like 36.
Yeah, something around that age.
Like 30 to
Like-
40.
Yeah, later 30s and early.
Yeah, like 35 to 45, I mean to say. Because he's like, this is a little bit of a receding hairline, I want to say.
Yeah, it's the beginnings of it. But
Yeah.
a lot of characters also just in this game have hair as a like anime fashion. So some of these characters have had like stuff that is indications of receding hairline, but aren't. They're just stylized.
But he also has wrinkles, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he does have the like more than just the chiseled kind of wrinkle.
Yeah, he's got the wrinkle here for his cheek. He's got like a little bit here. It is a cheekbone, but it's also like old.
Yeah, he's definitely like 30 to 40.
Yeah. He's a full-on adult. Anyways. It seems you don't know when to shut up either, but I commend you on your stubbornness.
Mr. Von Karma, I'm afraid I'm the one responsible for Mr. Frost's work melting.
What? What is the meaning of this?
I'm so sorry. And to you, Mr. Gusto. No concern of mine.
I don't care. Perish.
I didn't do anything, and Mr. Von Karma agrees.
Nothing at all, Mr. Gusto? You went into Mr. Frost's room, didn't you? Perhaps you could tell us why.
Sure, I was...
Silence! You are not to give the attorney even the tiniest shred of information. Judy Bound, you're coming with me. I have reason to believe that you are an accomplice of the accused Samson Tangaroa.
No,
I will be interrogating you personally, so you'd better get your story in order. Smirk. I can't do as deep as the game wants it to be for as long as it needs me to do it.
Yeah, that's one of those, like, Inspector Gadget, Mr. Claw kind of, voice changer things.
This is fucking... I was watching, I think, HoloLive's Bay, Hako Bales, do Ace Attorney, and, like, as a joke, turn on a deep voice changer, and then Von Karma did his objection, and she was like, wait, I was close.
Wow.
That was almost
That's
as deep as it should have been. It was really funny.
I understand.
Wait, please. I'm not done questioning her myself. And you think I care because... Bad, Gusto, and you, Scone. I have questions for all of you, and I expect answers. Waggle, waggle.
Why'd you say my name like that?
Because I am racist towards the British.
That's understandable.
Huh.
Fine by me. Oh, you could at least ask nicely, Mannykins. took literally everyone with him.
Indeed. Well, I suppose that means there's little point in us hanging around either. Perhaps it's time we got going anyway. It is rather late. I hope the snow is let up.
You're right. Home time. I guess my stomach's in agreement too.
All right, let's go grab a burger. Before my own stomach starts grumbling. Burger Mention! This takes place in Japanifornia!
Big Shanks! Burger Mention! Everybody say hi, Big Shanks. He wants a burger.
I had a burger today. Very funny that the Big Shanks fell on his fucking face, isn't it? Doesn't usually. Can I push Big Shanks out of the way? No, he's intangible. Okay. Hi, Francisca. Want some cheese with that burger? Damn, it's cheeseburger time.
Oh, yeah, you do want some cheese, don't you?
No, I don't! My hand almost got up in time. There we go.
Oh, it's double stacked cheese.
Double quarter pounder with cheese. You know they call that in France?
Well,
I don't know. I've never been.
That's a good point.
I'm guarding. I'm guarding. Come on.
You just gotta wait until your guard's down.
It will. Okay. Well, I think this is fantastic. I think it's great that they're bringing explicit references to burgers back, because there's in a lot of recent games they sort of have leaned. I mean, like, it's kind of hard to make Eldoon's noodles cart not sell ramen. But you know,
I don't know. I think they should just lean into it. Like, you know, there's noodle carts in California, maybe.
That's true, but not as common.
Gotta be a food cart. There's got to be like a food truck that's also
an izakaya.
A ramen cart. Yeah.
Ever had a bento box? Yes, I have. I went to Japan and got a couple. Eki bento. I got for the. Okay, that's. I can't tell my story about my Eki bento if I keep getting cheesed.
You have to cheese severe it. That was a terrible pun.
I have to what?
Cheese severe. It's like persevering, but like with cheese.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah. Shinx attack.
No. Okay, normal Shinx attack. That's a friend. Yeah. That wasn't Berry Gouda.
It's true. I don't like Gouda anyways.
All right. But yeah, I've had some bento boxes. They're pretty good. I think they'd be better if I could heat them up on the train, but I can't. So I'm eating cold cutlets of chicken. Not the best, but okay. We go crazy at buffets all the time. Food is meant to be eaten. Can I get a hell yeah?
I don't know. Sometimes you look at a food and it's just like, I'm not eating that.
Yeah, that's rare for me.
It sounds good to me. Let's eat up and rest up. We'll need to be fighting fit for tomorrow.
I've never been kicked out of an all-you-can-eat buffet. I will say though, like, I've been to more like Chinese all-you-can-eat buffets than I have to like others.
I remember, yeah, same here. But yeah, like I've never actually been into a Golden Corral. but I have been to, what is it, Ryan's? Have you been to one of those?
No, I think that might be a regional issue. I don't think they have those where I'm at.
Well, I mean, like, also, I lived in South Carolina.
Yeah. Well,
So-
there's a border.
Yeah.
Golden Corral was the best when they had those fountains.
I'm gonna say it was a good thing they got rid of those things.
Was it like chocolate fountains, like fondue?
Yeah.
Ah.
Like literally the things where, you know, you would watch a kid definitely stick his hand in there.
Mm-hmm. I would say they stay sanitary for and make a joke, but the joke really is they're never sanitary.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Chinese food buffets are the best because you can just go get fried rice over and over and over again.
Oh yeah. My parents would get mad at me if I did that.
Well, guess what, Rari? You're an adult.
Yeah. Yeah, I can get all the fried rice I want. Yippee!
Yippee! You're telling me a shrimp fried all this rice for me? I got rid of them because of COVID? Probably. But I think if that was really the case, if they were really scared of sanitary conditions at the Golden Corral due to COVID, they should have shut down the Golden Corral.
I don't think I've ever been to a buffet place like ever since COVID.
I went to a Chinese place once that was pretty. They had some restrictions up. They had the plastic sneeze shields. You had to put on your mask when you were gonna go get food, but like at the table you could take it off and eat. But if you're gonna get up and get food, you had to put it back on. But yeah, that was the case. But I haven't been to a buffet since then because they're not exactly like common occurrences. They're not like, I don't know. I don't know the occasions you go to a buffet for.
Hungry with friends.
Perhaps. Anyways, we will indeed. And our first port of call will be with Mr. Tangaroa. Why are you so old? Would you be one of those pranksters that would wear a mask that looked like a mouth on it and go into places? No, but I did have a friend who would totally do that, but only because they were like, oh yeah, no, this looks cool. It looks punk, and this is like my style. And I'd be like, well, good for you. You do look cool with it, but you know. But not like a prank mouth, but like a cool anime mouth, like animal teeth mouth.
Oh, I want to get one of them 3 cat mouths.
Yeah. I think the person I'm thinking of also had one of those. But I don't know that when we hung out and COVID was like a thing and we were all masked up all the time, like, I don't, we would only go out like occasionally, then we'd go and hang out at their place. Because, you know, it was COVID. You don't go out places. You go drive through and pick up some food, maybe. We're expertly dodging the to be continueds. Oh yeah, hell yeah. You know what? Get me the Sweet Bro Hella Jeff mask.
No. Now everyone can avoid you because they know.
I am forcing the 6 feet apart because otherwise I'm going to tell you about Homestuck. Most people, most of the population were Twitch streamers who did Twitch during that time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Twitch popped off on account of socialization, gaming with friends, etc. I started in 2020. My old model is extremely bad.
Oh yeah, your first low poly model?
No, my first PNG tuber model.
Oh yeah. Oh right.
Yeah, like it was like bird themed. Not a bird, but like a lot of feathers, a lot of green colors. Very sketchy, not very good. Rainbow Bright. What's Rainbow Bright? Is that a pony?
No, that's an 80s toy.
The one with the
Yeah.
pegs, the LED pegs?
Yeah, and then they had like this show where, girl.
Oh. Like a gem in the holograms, but it's for Rainbow Bright?
Not like that.
Okay. Anyways, did you know that this man is wanted?
By who?
Me.
Damn.
I like that there's a mugshot and then like what appears to be a really shitty drawing of a guy.
He looks kind of like Jigsaw from my
Mr. Police, I gave you all the clues.
Hey, it's Miss Bound? Oh, hey, Mr. Mr. Edgeworth. I'm so sorry about what happened yesterday.
She looks rather tired. It looks like that Have You Ever Dreamt This Man?
Oh, yeah.
You mean the Julia Drawfee thumbnail?
Why did that get me?
Because, Rari, reference is the funniest kind of humor.
So true. We are the in group. Everyone subscribe to Drawfee.
Subscribe to Andromeda Zach on Twitch and YouTube.
Oh, yeah, do that too.
Has Mr. Von Karma finished interrogating you?
Yes, though he really only seemed interested in how I melted those sculptures. Are you here to see Mr. Tangaroa too? Yes, I'm terribly sorry. I'm terribly worried about him. I swear I can read.
Detective Bad? Detective Bad? So what are you doing back there? Oh, just happened to be here. I'll be heading back to the scene soon.
I'm not sure how anyone just happens to be at a detention center, but okay.
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 Good morning. Mr. Tangaroa!
Mr. Tangaroa, what happened to you?
I'm so shocked I said this line twice.
Oh no, Samson, what did they do to you?
They didn't seem to want to let me sleep. I had no idea interrogations could be so involved. Sorry if I seem distracted. I think I'm a little dissociating. They're not letting you sleep.
That's not police work, that's torture. What's going on here, Detective Bad?
I'm not the one doing the interviewing. It's the guy they put on the case before me. I like Von Karma's methods about as much as you do, which is why I'm doing what I can to help. It was Detective Bad who got me out of there. I'd still be in that interrogation room right now if it weren't for him. Detective Bad really is trying to look out for Mr. Tangaroa in his own way, it seems. All right, Eddie. Let's share yesterday's findings with Mr. Tangaroa.
You got it, Mr. E. My notepad is at the ready, and I put some sugar on it.
And I'm pretty hungry. Mr. Tango, we found out quite a bit if you'd like to hear it. Of course, thank you.
Are you alright, Mr. Tangaroa? You seem kind of spaced out.
I'm fine. I think my blood sugar might be running a little low.
Samson. He has diabetes.
Do we have anything that might give him a little energy boost?
I'm just gonna mush it underneath the glass.
Detective Bad, please, give him this chalky. Huh? Is that chocolate for me?
Oh, those are the chocolates
I wish I could just give them to you, Mr. Tangaroa, but the rules here don't exactly allow me to do so. Oh, that's a shame, but rules are rules, I suppose. Bad gives him the lollipop.
Yeah. He's gotta have a spare, right?
He has a spare, but then they do the fucking like gay ass lean in and light the cigarette for each other, but it is lollipops. It's a whole CG. Edgeworth is like, but they're not cigarettes. And Fender's like, just let him have the moment.
There must be some way we can hand them to him.
I hope Detective Bad is noting the meaningful look in his direction. Let me take a look at them. If they seem legit, I might consider passing them on to the suspect. Thank you, Detective Bad.
My hero.
I'm touched.
Academia.
Thank you, Detective. My Hero Academia. Yeah, whatever. Just sit tight. There was a file in these! Here. You don't know how much this means to me. It's full of hair dye. Yeah, keep it down, will you? For both our sakes. Of course, Detective. I wouldn't wish to put your livelihood at risk. Now to sample these tasty, delicious treats. Detective, I apologize for putting you in a tight spot. I didn't do it for you. It was my call. Speed Force smokes the answer to everything.
I guess you're not such a bad guy after all.
Oh, the sweetness! I feel like a man reborn! Were they your handiwork, Judy?
Yes. How were they?
Feel them melt! Soft and smooth. Chocolate that'll comfort and soothe. Ear to ear, head to toe. Smile and savor the taste as it flows. Delicious.
I'm clapping.
Oh, Jay Garrick's The Flash had Speed Force smokes? That's really fucking funny. The Flash is like, oh, the Reverse Flash sapped my speed. I'm not fast enough to stop him now. And Jay Garrick comes up and is like, ¿Tú quieres? They're not exactly beautiful, but they're sweet and oh so flavorful. Thank you, Judy.
I'm so glad you like them.
And I'm glad you're back to your old self. My apologies, friends. The food they serve here is just so flavorless. Between that and the lack of sleep, I was about ready to collapse from sheer despair. It's almost like the prison system really dehumanizes people. Thank you for the head pats and the Shinx attack.
Wow, is the food really here that bad?
Just the usual. Fries, ham sandwich, stuff like that. Yes, and yet, I couldn't taste a thing. Anyway, I'm heading back to the scene. You figured out this guy's fucking taste bud issue. Before you go, Detective, do you have any new information to share? Oh yeah, you were right about the victim's identity. Frost worked as a sculptor in France, where he was known as Paul Halique. Artie Frost was Paul Halique! I never would have imagined!
Poor Mr. Halique. So the famous French sculptor wasn't a Frenchman after all, huh?
Wow. Nationality difference. This tastes weird.
really chewing on it.
This would certainly explain why Mr. Halik was such a recluse and refused to show his face in public. He was busy working on his greatest masterpiece, apparently. Bunch of Zodiac statues. Guess he'll never finish them now.
He never finished his greatest masterpiece?
Nah, seems he was making statues for each season, but never got around to the winter constellations.
The winter constellations? You mean Taurus and Gemini?
So the two he made out of ice would have completed the set.
Yeah, and now they're nothing but puddles. What a bummer. I'm so sorry. Oh no, Miss Bound, I wasn't blaming you.
One last thing. Seems he had himself a bit of a spending habit when it came to his work. Every statue cost him millions to make. Seriously.
Oh, I guess the other statues that he was making.
Still, like the Pisces, the Capricorn, like glass sculptures, sure. I guess it depends on how he made the glass sculptures, right? Because, like, how do you make glass sculptures like that? You have to blow them, right? They can't be, like, whittled down out of glass afterwards.
No.
Like, you can cut glass, but you can't, like, sculpt it like that. It needs to be while it's, like, still hot.
I don't know enough, so I can't say anything for sure.
That's true. Normally hot work, that's what I was thinking too. But like he would have to be really skilled to make hot work that's that translucent. Cuz I know a lot of glass, as soon as you put in like one like divot, it gets really opaque for from the videos that I've seen. So it might be that it took him many attempts. And that's probably where the millions comes from. I don't know. Which means he was always strapped for cash. We're checking to see if there's any chance someone called in a debt.
I guess not even a famous artist are safe from money problems.
Fender, I know you're a kid, but like historically, no. Historically, famous artists are pretty bad with money. Do you have an idea why he entered the confectionery contest? None. Guy didn't even tell his family. I see. Alright, really gotta get going. I'll go fetch another guard. I can't be hanging around here any longer. Understood, Detective. We'll see you again shortly. He's a good man. He certainly is. And an uncompromising one. Somebody who can be trusted to stand up for what he believes in.
Getting to scare the pants off of anybody he meets.
Now, you were going to tell me about what you learned yesterday. Of course, allow me to give you a full report. Thank you for that full report. And allow me to apologize on Judy's behalf.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine, Mr. Tangaroa. As I told her yesterday, the important thing is that we learn the truth in the end. Now, would you mind if I ask you a question or two? By all means, I'll gladly share all that I can. What can you tell me about the contestants who took part in the final round of the contest? Let's see, there was Miss Scone. I loved her design concept. Unfortunately, her entry was in violation of the rules, and so I had to disqualify her. Mr. Augusto's creations were a perfect balance of flavor and design, at least up to the semi-final. But disappointingly, his entry for the final was subpar on both counts. And there was actually something a little unusual about his entry for the semi-final as well. Which was? It tasted identical to Mr. What? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
You a cheater? Gusto's a cheating asshole? They may have looked different, but I could have sworn I was eating the same thing. Well, he can't taste anything.
Huh. I wonder if there's going to be like a side effect of the chemicals that we learned about.
Oh, yeah. It's a side effect of small exposure to Infesticide Ultra, or it can't be a side effect of Ubiquium because it's so ubiquitous.
Ubiquitous. Huh? And what exactly did his work look like?
Oh, there should be a photograph back at my mansion.
I'll show it to you later, Mr. Edgeworth.
Much appreciated, Miss Bound. But Mr. Frost's entry for the finals, that was truly sublime. So you're able to finish judging it, even though his body had been discovered in the meantime? Yes, I wasn't aware of what had happened until after I'd completed my assessment. So you took a photo of the body, then you left, and Mr. Frost wasn't in his room when I visited, so I took the liberty of sampling a bit. Part of the lyre, I believe. The salty bit. I'd never tasted anything like it. It was like a dream. I was so moved that I burst into song. I'm sorry, but are you saying that the lyre tasted good? I'd like to hear more about that if you don't mind. Shit.
Oops.
You're quite sure it was the lyre you tasted when you sampled Mr. Frost's work? Do you think Edgeworth needs to inhale copium after each case? After each case with Right, he does. After each case of this, I think he's fine. Because he's not failing. I think... Okay, here's what I think. I think Gavel is hooking up Winner to military-grade copium. Like, he's in a matrix pod of copium liquid. He's getting put in LCL copium.
She calls it his winter juice. I hate this. Why do you say that?
Because it was pretty funny. Copium pills might be a thing. Yeah, they're called all those fucking supplements hucksters sell. That's copium. That's real copium. I'm certain of it. It was part of the Gemini sculpture, which was the only sculpture in that display case. Mr. Tangaroa, would you mind taking a look at this photograph for me? The part you tried was the lyre, the one shown here without any strings. Oh, there were strings originally. That was the part I ate. The strings were missing because Mr. Tangaroa ate them all, and he enjoyed them. Miss Scone told us she ate a part of the lyre as well, but she said it was far too salty for her to finish. Then it's true. The truth is, I've suspected for a while that there might be something wrong with my sense of taste.
Huh?
Something wrong? How so exactly? There's a taste disorder characterized by an inability to detect salty flavors. Huh. And I suspect I've been suffering from it. I eat so many sweet foods on a daily basis that it took me a while for me to even notice. Okay, you cannot live to be 39 and have a build like this. Eating just sweets. I guess it depends on where you get your protein from, right? Most protein is in a form that would be best consumed with salt, but like, you know, you get those like chocolate protein shakes. It's not a great source of the rest of your vitamins, and it's probably overloaded with sugar, but...
Well, I mean, if you put a lot of sugar into it, but chocolate doesn't necessarily have to have sugar.
It could be like a dark chocolate protein shake flavor.
Yeah.
And bitter isn't affected by the saltiness.
Lover. Yeah. If you're a true chocolate lover, you know, dark chocolate is...
but salted chocolate's so good too.
Oh, yeah, it really is. No, he's missing out on such an important spectrum of chocolate.
It's so sad. It's so... F. I'm crying. Pour one out.
Yeah, salted chocolate rocks.
It does. There's no denying it now. That would explain why the food here seemed so bland to him, is because It's like regular, fries and a ham sandwich. That's pretty fucking salty.
Yeah. Yeah. What? But your taste buds are your livelihood.
Even if there were some long-term treatment option, I highly doubt a total cure for your condition exists. Nevertheless, you should put in a request to the police for a proper evaluation. Oh, that won't be necessary. I have a recipe for a cure back at my mansion.
Huh? What does he means by that?
You do? I do. You can take a look at it for yourself if you like.
Samson, we can't show that recipe to just anybody.
Judy, Mr. Edgeworth is hardly just anybody. He's my attorney. I have no secrets from him. I'll bare myself to him if he wants. Do you want? Eddie can turn around, and so can Judy. Yeah.
Why'd you say it like that?
Because I forgot.
Yes, you're right, of course. If that's what you wish.
What the fuck is this secret recipe for... Oh, Shanks. Hi, Vanilla. That's fair. I deserve that. What on earth is this secret recipe for a miracle cure that they've been hiding? Does it cure bullets to the heart? I wonder.
Well, I suppose I should be getting back.
We'll be right behind you. Judy.
Yes, Samson?
There's more to life than just me. Please, Judy, think about the life you want to live. Because I won't always be around.
Don't say that. Without you, I don't have a life to live. So I'll be waiting right there at the mansion until you come home. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait, Miss Pound!
Judy.
Whoa, she seemed really upset. I thought I saw tears in her eyes. Why'd you even say all that to her?
Because I worry about her. She can't keep putting my needs ahead of her own. What do you mean? The Halik collection, the candy making. It's all because she thinks these things will make me happy. She never thinks about what she wants, what she likes. I just want her to be her own person and to choose her own destiny. The last thing I want is for her to miss out on all that life has to offer because of me.
I guess that makes sense.
He really does see her as his own child. What parent wouldn't want their child to walk their own path? And what parent wouldn't do everything they could to protect them? I know exactly how he feels in this moment. Which means, yeah, if I got shot in an elevator with my son and one other person, I'm blaming the other person even if I don't know who it was. I think I've asked of you everything I can for now, Mr. Tangaroa. We should be getting back to the scene of the crime. Oh, you're leaving. I see. I suppose I'll be going back to the interrogation room for another session. Yes, we'll have to do something about that. You'll speak to the police for me? That too, but I'll be putting something else in place as well. An ace up our sleeve for when the time comes. I look forward to learning more. I'm counting on you, Mr. Edgeworth.
We'll be back to brief you, Mr. Tangaroa, every day. And Judy, too.
Thank you, Eddie. I'll look forward to it. Mr. Tangaroa, your interrogator will do everything in his power to extract a confession from you. I hate to see an innocent man suffer like this. But please, you have to do everything you can to hold out. If you can't, Mr. Von Karma will use that confession against you for as long as this case lasts. And it will make it that much harder for me to save you. I understand, and I'll try. I won't give up until you're out of there, Mr. Tangaroa. You have my word on that. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. All right, it's been an hour. Detective Bad, thank you again for what you did earlier.
Yeah, thanks a ton.
Aw, I'm just noticing that that Eddie's picking up the hat and bow. That's cute.
Nice detail. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
There's no need to be shy about
No,
it.
Eddie, we're being coy. Shut the fuck up. Never mind that now. I'm guessing you two are back here, looking to investigate some more. We are indeed. We'll need something solid if we're going to save Mr. Tangaroa. Well, I hate to break it to you, but apart from this room, the whole place is on lockdown.
What? But we need to see the other rooms.
This is Mr. Von Karma's doing, I presume. Who else? Haven't seen the autopsy report yet either. Guy's probably got a hand in that too. And don't expect to speak with anybody except us cops and Miss Bound. Everybody else is gone, and I doubt Von Karma will be handing out phone numbers.
Is this all just a game to him? Why does he have to go so far?
Yes, it's a game. It's called Ace Attorney. So what's your plan of action, Detective? Same as before, do what I can to help you uncover the truth, like I promised. You have my gratitude. And my bow.
Just you wait, Mr. Von Karma. We're gonna beat you and your bag of dirty tricks.
No, you won't. I can see the future, and while I will get shot, I won't lose for a while.
Huh.
Detective, may we conduct a brief investigation of this area? Sure, but like I said, everywhere else is off bounds. Probably won't be seeing those rooms again. That's fine. As long as there's at least some way of continuing our investigation, we'll make do.
Shrimpstermans.
Cake instruments.
What?
A moment of your time, Eddie.
Sure thing, Mr. E. What's up?
How are you liking your first crime scene investigation, Eddie?
Oh, it's great. I've been taking notes about everything, and I'm learning so much.
It's funny how
Especially
he
with
switched
weight.
from right to left-handed, and vice versa.
I'm ambidextrous. I'm so happy you let me tag along, Mr. Edgeworth.
Tagalog. Eddie
Log.
Filipino.
Yay. I did it. I forced it.
Filipinos can claim anyone. Mostly everyone. There's a couple, maybe.
No.
Anyways.
Job.
So you want to be an attorney, huh?
You bet I do. I'd give anything to be a hero of justice, to help the helpless and fight for what's right. The first time I saw Mr. E do his thing in court, I knew I'd found my calling.
You know, cops look out for people too.
Sure, but I want to be an attorney. Plus, I don't think you're telling the truth.
Well, good luck to you. I get the feeling Detective Bad might be pining for an apprentice of his own. Any thoughts on the case?
Oh, you bet I do. Mr. Tangaroa's amazing display being used to store the body?
No.
Mrs. Jones' beautiful dreamscape being used to store the murder weapon? We're really seeing some beautiful
Bang?
Bing. That's a bad one.
That's a rough one. Yeah, no.
Beautiful things being used for ugly purposes on this case, huh?
Did that get caught in your throat? Did you get a paper cut on your vocal cord?
I'm predicting Microsoft will make a terrible purchase.
I'm predicting anime will make a funny joke about that terrible purchase. I suppose we are.
And to make things worse, Miss Bound seems super down.
I want to say I don't recall any typos in the original Ace Attorney ports. Like, I feel like this is really rough.
Yeah, I guess, you know, when you're like scrambling around for HD art and also translation.
And also trying to make sure that the translation isn't like too similar to the fan translation that already exists.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Like, keeping both of those things in mind, I still think you have enough time to go through a second pass and catch these things.
Second pass turned out to be really, really quick.
Well, that saved us a lot of money. Let's go. When I asked if you had any thoughts on the case, I was thinking more about useful insights.
Oh, sorry, Mystery. Did I do something wrong?
I worry about you sometimes, Eddie. You're just so dumb. What do you think about this camera?
This looks like a vital piece of evidence. Let me just take a note. Oh.
I was hoping you might have an opinion to offer.
Sorry, Mystery. It's gonna take me a while to digest this.
Both he and his notes still have a long ways to go, I suppose. Alright, let's go. Bye, Eddie. I'm investigating the instruments now. There's a drum set here decorated to look as if it was made out of cakes. They must play it on Bacon Bop. Detective, about these drums. We already checked. There's nothing inside any of them. And no sign of anything having been put inside or taken out either. Not relevant to the case. You've already done your homework, I see. I may like lollipops a little too much, but I'm no sucker. Ooh, that's a good line. That's a good line. I like that. It seems the instruments are used on Mr. Tangerome Misbound's TV show, Bacon Bop. There are some of the few things in here that aren't made of candy. Is it just me, or does the detective seem a little disappointed?
Would love to be like, no, it actually is just like modeling chocolate.
Edible gold spray paint.
Yummy.
Still not made of candy? Okay. What about the lyre? There's a lyre here, and some maracas designed to look like ice cream cones. They're so well made, it's hard to tell what's candy and what's not just by looking. I'd reach out and touch them, but then I'd be disturbing the crime scene. Hands off, I already checked them out. They're real. Check them out how exactly? Did you manhandle vital evidence, detective? I didn't touch them. Not with my hands, at least. Did he? No. He wouldn't. He wouldn't just lick the lyre.
Hey, detective. How salty are these?
Normal amount, I guess. What's a normal amount of salty for a lyre? Really? Extremely salty? Hey, guy. Excuse me, may I ask what you're investigating?
Sir, I'm analyzing the fountain water to see what might be in it, sir.
And? What'd you find?
Chocolate and what looks like the kind of flavorings and colorings used in frozen desserts, sir.
The fact that there's chocolate in there is odd, isn't it?
A lot of food dye. I think I might have cancer.
It was a lot of Red 40. I should not have drunk so much of this.
The composition of the chocolate seems to be the same as that of Mr. Tangaroa's work.
I don't think Tangaroa's room had... No, it did. It did have a... The kitchen for Tangaroa had a stream. Do we have a map of the place? I don't think so. No. Okay.
And the flavoring and colorings match the profile of those used in Mr. Frost's ice sculptures.
Those little rivers flow from all four artists' rooms right here to this fountain. Guess that's how the stuff from the melted sculptures wound up in there.
And that's not all, sir. We also found blood. That was the worst taste.
What? Why is there blood in the water? Oh, it was some of the chocolate that was added to the fountain to melt it down the piece. Think back to our investigation of the murder scene, detective. Take another look at the scene in front of us, Detective. The victim's blood was mysteriously absent, as was the part of the chocolate chest it had pooled on. Oh. I believe that the blood probably belonged to Artie Frost. Take that! Huh. The victim, huh? I'll have the guy compare it with the blood on the murder weapon. And I mean, you have the body, right? It's a match. Blood in the fountain is Frost's. Why would someone want to send the victim's blood downstream and into the fountain like this? Was he faking it?
Oh, to run away from his debts?
Oh, Possibly.
That's an interesting idea.
This sign shows which artist's work is in display in which room. From left to right, Mr. Tangaroa, Mr. Gusto, Miss Scone, and Mr. Frost. Incidentally, this sign is also made from candy.
Yummy.
What were they going to do with all this candy? Was someone going to eat it when the contest was over?
Unfortunately, probably just throw it away.
No, that's such a waste. Edgeworth, you come and eat this.
No. Tangaroa does eat all of his work. That's right.
This would have been his food for the year.
Yeah.
A Santa Claus statue. Is this made of candy too? That door leads to Tangaroa's room, so yeah, could be he made that thing too. Speaking of Santa, that reminds me, I still need to find a... You still need to find a present for Miles? It's the 24th. No, it was the 24th yesterday.
Wait. I can't believe this.
Almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas, but now it is Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted an attorney's badge. I wonder if Mr. Tangaroa would make one out of candy for me if I asked. That's the door to Gusto's room. I guess the candy reindeer is meant to show the way. Big antlers like that must be a bull. I think not. Male reindeer shed their antlers in winter. Therefore, this must be a female. Thanks, Mr. Trivia. Attorneys. They don't teach you about reindeer in law school, Detective. I just know this. I'm normal, right?
I was doing research about my fursona.
This is quite the trophy. Awarded to Tangaroa, first place International Confectioners Association, an annual spectacular. It's made of candy. I guess it wasn't meant to last forever. Makes sense. Prizes, fame, none of it lasts forever, right? I doubt it's anything quite that deep. It's fucking candy. Where does this elevator go? Second floor. Tangaroa and Bound live up there. Sounds like they live a pretty charmed life. Tea parties, candy making, that kind of thing. Even have a garden. Must be nice on a sunny day. It does sound nice. Perhaps they'll invite us when this is all over. You'd come, wouldn't you, Detective? Don't get ahead of yourself now. Not in the habit of palling around with attorneys. Yes, you do. You're one leg of the Yatagarasu. I know this. Bad. These trophies all belong to Mr. Tangaroa, but they're not all for confectionery contests. Some appear to be for charity work. Huh. Guriguri doesn't know it. I know he doesn't know it, but I know it. And you know what? It's... we're playing as Edgeworth using the morphogenetic fields to talk to his dad. We're shifters.
No. Stop it.
No. Ah! 10 cheese.
I'm flipping around. I'm flipping out.
Triple cheese. But it was funny, though.
not responding to that.
A testament to both his character and his professional achievements. What's this one here? In recognition of Bacon Bop's long-standing achievement in making children's dreams come true. That's so sweet, it's got me wanting to watch it. Scone's room is through there. It's marked by a snowman. A candy snowman by the look of it. Oh yeah? Well, I'll be. He's really sizing it up. He isn't thinking of making that into his next lollipop, is he? It's a Christmas tree made from candy. These candy statues have everybody on edge. If ants get in here, that's our scene ruined. You're not wrong. That's pretty true.
It's just such a stupid observation. I love it.
To be fair, Rari. Like, you have candy everything. That's how you get ants.
I would assume, though, that, like, you know, they've been doing this for a very long time. Maybe they have some, I don't know, just pesticided everything outside.
Oh, with infesticide ultra. Okay.
I mean, I guess that would make sense for them to have that, actually.
Actually, yeah.
That is making me thinking more.
Uh-oh. Did we solve the mystery?
Who lit the floor?
Yes, it would be pretty disastrous, I suppose. All right. Judy?
Yes?
Why do you look like you're praying to a violin? No, that's a cello.
It's the cello that Tangaroa played.
Miss Bound, we're here to continue our investigation. Bow.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm so sorry about earlier.
Is the fountain laced with infesticide ultra? I hope not. But, I mean, what if?
She's still looking kind of down in the dumps, Mr. E.
Must have been greatly taken aback by what Mr. Tangaroa had to say.
I found the photograph of the semi-final entries for you. Here, it's all yours. Wow, Miss Scone sure knows how to make a cute cake. These all
this
look
is
really good.
But this is clearly the same material.
Yeah.
Like, Gusto can't make this, is the thing.
Yeah.
And these are the same flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Like just...
Gusto was a debtor. And he was like, you're going to give me some of your shit to make my shit. And otherwise, I'm going to collect on my debts.
I wonder, like, what getting that recipe would be. I don't know, like, who said that was valuable enough to pay for the debts.
Mm-hmm. I mean, hey, maybe Gusto or Frost have the salt disease.
Yes, Samson loved her design for that one.
If Scone could make those butterflies out of chocolate, like that's actually quite impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it takes some skill.
And
Takes
good
a little
temperature
bit of
control. Unless they're plastic.
They're probably plastic. And he loved the designs and flavors of Mr. Gusto and Mr. Francis's entries too. Only problem was, as Simpson mentioned earlier, they tasted exactly the same. However, their respective entries for the final tasted nothing alike, it seems.
Was there anything else of note that changed between the semifinal and the final?
Nothing major, but I guess there was one thing. Mr. Gusto's son was always here with him throughout the contest. But he was nowhere to be seen during the final.
Why would his son come and hang out at a contest venue of all places? You're sure you're happy for us to keep hold of this?
Oh, of course. I hope this helps you with your investigation. Oh, and I also have this book containing the recipe for the cure Samson mentioned.
We've seen this book before. It was in the chocolate frame in Tangaroa's room.
That's right. He put it on display there so everyone could see the grand prize. What? The cures in the ultimate cookbook? So it's not a book of dessert recipes, I take it? Oh no, we told the contestants, of course. But I guess nobody told you yet.
So the contestants all knew what the ultimate cookbook was this whole time. A cookbook of
So that's
cure. It's the panacea.
That's why a pharmacist would be interested in the cookbook.
So it would seem. Book contained formulas for creating a cure for taste disorders and other chemical and pharmaceutical items. Yep. I'd like to hear more about the cookbook if you don't mind, Miss Bound. If I understand correctly, the Ultimate Cookbook is actually a collection of recipes for different medicines.
Exactly, or rather, totally new medications that haven't made it to market yet, to be precise.
What the
Which would also really explain why Miss Scone is there. Being with a pharmaceutical company.
Yeah, for sure.
To the right buyer, a pharmaceutical company, for example, would be worth a fortune.
But why make that the grand prize in a confectionery contest?
Mr. Tangaroa is the sole heir to the Tangaroa family fortune. Perhaps you've heard of the Tangaroa Group.
Nope.
Oh my gosh.
The
Tangaroa Group? Yeah, I think I've heard of them somewhere.
It's a major pharmaceutical corporation. Sells all kinds of pills and poisons. Okay, but where the fuck is the issue with the fucking poison in the future?
Oh yeah, that new Cold Killer Pro has been making some real waves since it went on sale.
Isn't that the same name as it was in the fan translation, actually? Cold Killer Pro? Or maybe that's because it was in a different game as well? Anyway, Cold Killer Pro.
Yeah, I always reach for a Cold Killer when I'm feeling under the weather.
Which is never as far as I've seen. You are a bundle of energy.
Well, I'm a little addicted.
In the fan translation, they call it the Angel's Recipe Book, and the cover of it makes sense. Yeah, what's it called here again? Angel Cookbook? Angel's Cookbook. The Ultimate Cookbook. As for the Cold Killer Pro, I don't know that one. It sounds familiar to me. Anyways. Did Mr. Tangaroa not want to take over for his parents and go into the family business? That seems very un-Japanifornican.
Yeah. No, he preferred the idea of making people's lives better through the power of confectionery. And his parents supported him in his quest to become the best in the world. Then, when they passed, he inherited the cookbook.
Why would he make such a valuable heirloom a mere contest prize?
He's been hounded by so many people looking to make that book their own. He was tired of it. But it would have been an insult to his parents' memory simply to give it away. So he decided to find somebody he felt was worthy of it.
I'll bet the board of directors loved that. Handing over the fruits of all their expensive research to someone else.
They hated the idea, of course. Which is why Delicia entered the contest.
Does she work for the Tangaroa Group? Are you fucking kidding me?
That's probably what's happening. The Tangaroa Group wanted her to win the cookbook back for them.
So you knew she was a pharmacist all along?
Yes, and not only that, I told her how to appeal to Samson's taste. I tried to help her win.
But why?
I wanted to protect Samson by protecting the Tangaroa Group. If that cookbook fell into another company's hands, the board would never forgive him. So I wanted to find a way to keep it with the company, but in a way that Samson couldn't object to.
So that's how Miss Scone managed to make it so far in a contest she had no business taking part in.
That does make sense. But Miss Scone wasn't the only one pretending, was she? But Miss Scone wasn't the only one pretending, was she? Mr. Frost wasn't really a confectioner either.
Was the only confectioner Gusto and he sucks, so really the only confectioner was his son?
Oh no. And he still made it all the way to the final, just like she did. Not bad. Yes, it's unbelievable, isn't it? Such a talented sculptor, and a gifted crafter of desserts, too.
Gifted indeed, judging by the standard of his work in the final. But how did one man produce pieces of that size and quality in such a short period of time? One man or two men? Gusto's son?
I'm not sure I have much more to tell you. But if there's anything else I can help you with, I'd be happy to, of course.
She's certainly very keen to ensure that she does all she can for Mr. Tangaroa. I could certainly use a cup of tea you made us yesterday, if you wouldn't mind. I think that might help move the investigation along nicely.
Oh, I'll have some too. Your tea is to die for, Miss Bound. Well, how could I possibly refuse? I'll bring it right out.
You're gonna ask a 16-year-old to make tea for you?
I'm asking nicely. You know, I think that cheered her up a little.
Well, we did it.
Mr. E, I think maybe she should have been a tea person instead.
Like, just making tea and that's it?
Yeah. I don't know, maybe she likes that more.
Maybe she could go in on like a maid, you know?
A maid cafe.
Yeah. Turn this whole place into a maid cafe. You know what? I'll help. I'll be your first employee.
Instead of becoming an actress, she should have just opened up a maid cafe.
Mm-hmm. With Gregory Edgeworth as the number one maid. Moe Kyun. We've learned a little more about the contestants, but there's still one question involving Mr. Gusto, for which we never got an answer. Why'd you go into Artie Frost's room? Objection. What was he doing in Mr. Frost's room? That's not all. I also have questions about the work he submitted for the semifinals. Confectioner admits to lacking design sense and a sculptor with it in spades. Mr. Gusto could not have hoped to win such a high-level contest by himself. Were they both colluding?
It makes a lot of sense.
Artie Frost has the design sense, and Gusto has the ability to make things taste good. Which might also explain why the sculptures they did individually tasted bad and looked terrible.
Yeah, and his son's like passing things along between them.
Mm-hmm. Which is why I'm beginning to wonder if there was some sort of connection between him and Mr. Frost. Detective, I need to ask Mr. Gusto a few more questions. His story still doesn't quite add up for me. Me neither. We need to figure out how to get in touch with him.
Who is this?
Oh, do you now? That's my voice now. It's much more appropriate. Good luck with that, fuckers. I have no intention of allowing it.
I like this more, to be honest.
Listen, it's easier to do.
Yeah, it doesn't kill your vocal.
Mr. Von, and also, Bad is already the deep voice.
Yeah.
Mr. Von Karma, I am already in the midst of my own investigation into Gusto. So there's no need for the likes of you to pester him with the same questions again. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I will, however, be happy to answer any questions you might have. He seems dead set on preventing me from talking to Mr. Gusto, in which case... Fine, allow me to take you up on your offer. Very well. What is it? I'd like you to tell me about the connection between Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost. The connection between Gusto and Frost? It was simply a matter of coincidence. They both happened to be taking part in the same contest. And that's all. Mm-hmm. And that's all I have to say to you, bitch.
What? But that doesn't help us at all.
We'll have to confront him with evidence if we want to draw the truth out of him. It's imperative that we do. He's clearly hiding something. Nuh-uh. Prove it, if you can, loser. Neener. Yes, there must have been a connection of some kind. If you would cease your baseless interruptions, I will happily tell you what it is. Humph! If this were a courtroom, I would have you removed for contempt.
But isn't that solely the judge's purview?
Yeah, the Judge Von Karma would probably have dancing to his tune.
What? Even judges are scared of him?
It won't be an easy trial, that's for sure. Please, Mr. Von Karma, continue. And that's what I thought.
Hold it.
Granted, it may have simply been a coincidence that they both entered the same competition, but that doesn't rule out a connection of some other kind between the two of them. Let me clear my throat after that extremely deep objection. It's a sort of a thing I do for the courtroom only.
I see. Releasing the demons, right?
Exactly, yes. It's the Satsui no Hado. The Satsui no guilty. I do hate to repeat myself, but if you do not have any pertinent evidence, then fuck off. Guess I'll just do as he says for now. At least until I find the evidence that proves Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost's connection. Still, the look in your eyes speaks volumes. Go on then, what are you trying to say? Make up your mind. Should I shut my mouth or not? It seems Mr. Von Karma is keen on keeping us away from the truth.
Which means the truth must be inconvenient to him somehow, right?
That's right, Eddie. Global warming. That's what we still call it yet, at this time. It's not climate change yet. Mr. Ghost and Mr. Frost had something in common. I just need to present the thing they shared to Mr. Von Karma. Objection! I wonder if you could look at the two confections in the foreground for me, Mr. Von Karma. They were made for the contest semifinals. Both are quite exquisitely crafted, wouldn't you agree? Get to the point! As the nameplate suggests, these are Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost's entries. Mr. Gusto told us that confectionery design was far from a strong suit. Have there been any testimonies that were a single sentence? Polly? And Ace Attorney 1, I think. That still might have been 2. I think there was one where there was an objection interruption in the middle or at the very beginning of a witness testimony, not the cross-examination, but the testimony in the first place. That was really, important. This one is super short, but I think 2 is the shortest there have been. His work in the picture is just as good as Mr. Frost's, exactly as good, in fact. His design is far from strong suit, also. We learned from another witness that their 2 entries also tasted exactly the same. What are you suggesting? I am suggesting that they were helping one another out. Let's take a closer look, shall we? Well, at first glance, the 2 may appear to be superficially different. It soon becomes apparent that there are significant similarities in how they were put together. Made of the same ingredients, taste the same, and share a similar design aesthetic. This picture is proof positive that the 2 are working together. Humph. If you figured that much out, I suppose there's little point in denying it. Mr. Von Karma knew all along that they were cooperating? But I'll warn you, none of what you're about to hear will be to your advantage. Let me confirm what you seem so desperate to prove. Gusto and Frost were indeed working together. Gusto spelled out the details of his relationship to Frost during his questioning last night. It seems they were helping one another right up until the day before the final. That doesn't sound right. So you knew that the 2 were cooperating. Mr. Von Karma, why are you trying to bury the truth? please, enough with the petty slander. I merely wanted to avoid you poking your nose around before I could provide proper context in court. It simply slipped my mind to explain that to you. Doesn't explain why he's being such a bitch. Need to figure out what he's hiding. Can't let things end like this! Why keep it a secret? Because he's a bitch.
Hold it.
You did know that there was a connection between the two. Why were you trying to hide it? Tisk, tisk, tisk. I don't just hand out information like candy, and certainly not to the defense. Not like that lollipop nursing fool of a detective over there. You do things your way, and I'll do them mine. Humph, you wonder why I refuse to share information with a traitor like you.
Hold it.
Last night, after Mr. Frost's work melted, correct? Yes, I interviewed Gusto personally. Isn't it usually argument and rebuttal? Why was it testimony and rebuttal? I think argument was the first game. I think this one is testimony. Maybe it's just testimony for Von Karma? I don't know.
Yeesh, in a one-on-one with Mr. Von Karma. Now that must have been terrifying.
I imagine Mr. Gusto probably meditated his way through the difficult parts. He most certainly did not every time he closed his eyes. I brought him back with an almighty snap. No one dares to bleed the fifth with me.
Ooh.
The Fifth Amendment was a mistake.
Finally, we're in California again.
Did that even work on him? And that is how I was able to perfectly learn every last detail of Gusto and Frost's relationship.
Hold it.
But why were they cooperating? Gusto's sense of design is subpar, and Frost was an amateur confectioner at best. Neither of them stood a chance of making it through the contest alone. So what was their endgame? Why cooperate only until the day before the finals? Gusto claims to have ended the scheme. Allegedly, he wanted to win the final on his own merits. His one and only goal really was to be crowned the world's best confectioner. His pride would not allow him to do so with the help of another.
Cheaters can only ever win hollow victories, I guess.
I was under the impression that their collaboration had only lasted through the semifinals. I'm starting to think it might have lasted up through the final itself. Mr. Von Karma, I'd like to ask you some more about how long they worked together for, if you don't mind. If you must.
Hold it.
You really believe that they were cooperating until the day before the finals, and then they just simply stopped? That seems a little strange to me, wouldn't you agree? I've told you the truth. Whether you find it strange or not, it's none of my concern. He was concerned enough to try to hide it from me only a few minutes ago, though. Must have been a reason for that. Based on Mr. Tangaroa's assessment, it sounded as if Mr. Frost's entry for the final was the clear winner. He must have still been working with Mr. Gusto, right? It's precisely what I was thinking. What do I have to prove that they were working together? Like, this proves that Scone was involved, I guess.
Yeah.
Frost sculptures were scrumptious, according to Miss Scone. I guess the fact that they tasted good at all? Is that really it?
Objection.
That's it! They weren't working together during the finals. I find that a little hard to believe. Miss Scone is on record as having described Mr. Frost's creations as scrumptious. And while he was certainly skilled, I doubt even he could have become a world-class confectioner overnight. It seems far more likely to me that he and Mr. Gusto were still cooperating during the finals. How many times must I explain this to you? Assertions require proof, and one person's entirely subjective statement is not proof of anything. Besides, even amateurs can occasionally make delicious food. Perhaps Frost was simply lucky. My wife, for example, is an amateur whose cooking puts first-class chefs to shame.
Damn, wife lover, incredible. Didn't expect that.
No, he probably thinks of her as a possession.
Oh, definitely.
Wife owner is Von Karma's shit.
Boo,
He just
not
owns the
base.
best wife out of everyone. Same as his best daughter and his Edgeworth.
Stolen.
His stolen kid that he warped into being a fucked up prosecutor. Yeah. How is that not an entirely subjective statement? Smile. Furthermore, you are ignoring another crucial part of the pharmacist's testimony, namely that she also described some of Frost's work as having been unbearably salty. In other words, your evidence actually shows that Frost failed to produce the perfect confectionery. Yuck. Tusk. No more objections, I take it. There must be some way I can prove that Gusto and Frost were still collaborating.
Mr. E? There's something that's been on my mind.
Yeah, feel free. What's up, buddy?
Mr. Frost's entry for the finals wouldn't it have taken a while to make?
I would imagine so.
Making flavored water, freezing it all, and then carving 2 whole sculptures? Could he really have done that all and helped Mr. Gusto with his work? If it was me, I'd barely gotten as far as setting the flavored water up for the freeze. Freeze. I just can't see how Mr. Frost could have pulled it all off.
Perhaps there's some lawyerly instinct in you after all, Eddie. Stop looking at me with those big ol' eyes.
It just starts getting wetter.
These are some beachy ass eyes. He looks like he's one of fucking Nichijou Fujoshi Girls manga guys. Passion. Your ponderings certainly point to another possibility. The possibility that everyone's gay.
Oh, hell yeah.
Eddie's right. Mr. Frost would have needed to freeze his own large blocks of flavored ice to create his art, and there wouldn't have been time to do that during the contest itself. What must Mr. Frost have done in order to finish his flavored ice entry within the time limit? Make the ice the day before the final. Probably. Like, realistically. Not making it out of
Either
something
that
else
or-
entirely. It was flavored ice.
If it was, yeah, parts of it were scrumptious, but some parts were really salty.
Yeah, that's because it was seawater.
It's water.
I'm gonna say day before.
Yeah.
He must have made the flavored ice the day before. Then all he would have had to do was sculpt it. What are you muttering about now? You stupid lawyer. You stupid baka lawyer. Oh, I'm sorry. I just realized something, that's all. I realized that you're correct.
What? Mr. E?
I hope you know what you're doing. Oh, accepting defeat at last, are we? The only thing I'm accepting is that perhaps one of the things you said was true. They were helping one another right up until the day before the final. Just as you said, the day before the final really did mark the end of their collaboration. Mr. Frost's entry was carved entirely from blocks of flavored ice. Ice which would have needed at least a day to freeze, and whose flavors would therefore have already been prepared by Mr. Gusto. Yes, which lines up perfectly with what Gusto told me, that he helped Frost until the day before the final. In that case, why didn't Mr. Frost reciprocate and help Mr. Gusto in return? I can hardly be expected to read the minds of the dead.
Objection!
Perhaps not, but I imagine Mr. Gusto could tell us, so why don't you let us speak with him? Point. Or do you still insist your interrogation was as thorough as you claim? How dare you call my methods into question? It's not my intention. I just don't understand why you would obstruct a perfectly valid line of inquiry. Give me one good reason as to why you're keeping Mr. Gusto from me. One good reason? Certainly. You're a bitch.
I could say that about you.
How and why of Frost and Gusto's collaboration have absolutely no bearing on this case.
Objection!
How can you possibly say that with any certainty? If their relationship had broken down for some reason, that could very well have been the motive behind this murder. Could it indeed? Then why did Gusto himself tell me all about it? Why did the man you seem so keen on accusing share the details of his collaboration with the prosecution? Please tell me you have some proof to back up your preposterous suspicions this time. Mr. Gusto only acted suspiciously one time that we know of. Imagine Mr. Von Karma is aware of exactly what that suspicious action was. Which means, this is probably a trap. Well, cat got your tongue. Even if this is a trap, can't back down now. Mr. Gusto snuck into Mr. Frost's room. We still don't know why. That fact alone is reason enough to suspect him. Tesk. If that's your only concern, then allow me to clear it up for you. I knew it. It was a trap. I was saving this for the trial, but consider it a taste of things to come. Von Karma sure likes to argue. He likes to be right.
Yeah.
And that involves lying. And then someone being like, that's a lie. And he goes, I know. It was a trap to trick you into me saying something that's right later. Either you believe me and you're a dumbass, or you called me out and I know.
It's only perjury when it's in the courtroom.
Plus, I'd hate for the proceedings to drag on because of your needless interjections. Here, take a look at this. It's a photograph. That's Gusto and Frost and their sons. Whose son's who?
Huh.
Gusto snuck into Frost's room in order to retrieve this photograph. But why? It seems their sons attended the same elementary school. Gusto was concerned that the fact of Mr. Frost and his acquaintance might place him under suspicion. Undue suspicion, sorry. A concern that you have just proved was entirely well-founded. Gusto's actions make perfect sense, and you have given me no reason to believe otherwise. No!
Damn. Like father, like son.
He's never gonna let me talk to Gusto. Now, if you're quite done obstructing my investigation, I have things to be getting on with. Salute.
That smug, self-righteous jerk. I'll give him something to be getting on with.
Eddie, I think you could just take his cane and run. Like, it's really fucked up to do. But, I mean, like...
What if the cane is just like a status symbol kind of thing to be like, yeah, I'm old, but then he just chases after you?
He pulls out a second cane to beat you with.
What do we do, Mr. E? Mr. Tangaroa is finished if we can't figure something out.
Things to be getting on with. What exactly could those things be? He has a body, a murder weapon, and a suspect in custody. If the prosecution means to pursue Mr. Tangaroa, surely they have all they need. Why is Mr. Von Karma still investigating the scene of the crime?
Something on your mind, Mr. E?
We're missing something. Something important. Mr. Von Karma has everything he needs to proceed with the prosecution of Mr. Tangaroa. And yet, he still doesn't seem entirely confident of his case. If he was, why refuse to share information with Detective Bad? Well, I haven't seen autopsy report yet. Yeah. Get probably careful.
No.
Oh, is it logic time? In addition,
No.
we still haven't solved the mystery of what happened to the evidence that went missing.
No.
The missing blade.
No.
The fountain. There were no traces of Mr. Frost's blood left in Mr. Tangaroba's room, yet we found some in the fountain instead. Why? This seems the easiest to put together.
Eddie is still eating that sheet of paper.
Because I used the world. He's mid-chew. Mr. Frost's blood went missing from the crime scene. The traces of it showed up in the fountain. Why go to the trouble of removing the blood from the scene after the body had been discovered? Why only the blood? Surely the body would have also been in the way. Wait, could someone have moved the body aside to get to the blood? The body might have been moved aside, or even removed from the scene of the crime entirely. After all, as far as we know, there's still no autopsy report. We've learned plenty about the murder weapon and the suspect, but very little about the body itself. Our assumption thus far has been that the body had been recovered by the forensics team. Okay, but like Bad said, the forensics guys took the body. Probably, right? No, but Bad said he only just got there when he got there, right? Because it was a Von Karma detective first. What if that assumption is false? What if Mr. Von Karma wouldn't show Detective Bad the autopsy report out of something other than spite? What if we've been thinking about this the wrong way around all along? The question isn't why didn't Mr. Von Karma hold back the information about the body? It's did Mr. Von Karma even have any information about the body in the first place? How do things look from that angle? Perhaps the body hadn't been removed by the police in order to carry out an autopsy. Perhaps it had already been removed and hidden away by the culprit before their arrival.
Mr. E?
We've both heard the rumors about Mr. Von Karma's questionable methods. Fabricated witness statements, shady deals, forged evidence even.
Sure, everybody's heard of that stuff, but what's that got to do with us right now?
I would never judge a person on the basis of rumors alone. Even Mr. Von Karma, I've tried my best not to let my preconceptions color our interactions with him. Nonetheless, it appears he may indeed be willing to twist the truth to his own ends.
Twist the truth? You mean he's been playing dirty?
I fear he might have been, and still is. I'm not about to let him get away with it. I'm returning to the prosecutor's office. Don't breathe a word about anything to that infernal attorney! Achoo.
Eh?
I'm right here. Also, Von Karma, where's the fucking body?
Yes, sir.
Hold it! Yes, what is it now? I have a few questions, Mr. Von Karma, about a certain fact you've been keeping from us. Really? You mean to call the methods of an officially sanctioned investigation into question yet again? I'm warning you, if you obstruct the police in their work any further, there will be consequences.
Objection!
It's not the police I have an issue with, Mr. Von Karma. It's you! Brada, da 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 da. What? Isn't it on the prosecution to work out who the real culprit of a crime is? What foolishness is this? I have no intention of debating what the prosecution's role is or is not with the likes of you. But let me make one thing clear. Snap. My job is to identify suspects and ensure that every last one of them is convicted at all costs. Believe me when I say, I leave absolutely no room for doubt when I present my perfect, unassailable cases.
Objection!
And how far would you go for your perfect cases? Would you create facts out of whole cloth, perhaps? Ha! I thought you had outdone yourself already. Now you intend to accuse me of fabricating evidence? I do. Because it is why you've done nothing but hinder Detective Bad from doing his job at every turn. What are you talking about? You didn't shut him out of the investigation because you wanted him to keep an eye on us. You did it to stop him from finding out that you don't have the body! What?
He doesn't have the body?
Ridiculous! You're clutching at straws! I will tolerate no more of your preposterous slander. Then body, please! Prove me wrong, if you can! Tisk, tisk, tisk. I'm afraid you'll have to try a little harder than that. I'm under no obligation whatsoever to prove your baseless accusations one way or another. Objection! As you must have seen for yourself, a piece of bloody chocolate is missing from the scene of the crime. Why did it disappear, and where did it go? What does it matter? Some blood went missing from the chest where the body was found. So what? So what indeed? That's precisely my question. If the body was still at the scene when the police got here, removing the blood would accomplish nothing. However, let us suppose for a moment that the body was not. If someone had wanted to erase any trace of what had happened in that room, then it all makes perfect sense. What is this petty obsession with the bloodstain? But since it's so important to you, why didn't you tell me where you believe it went? Of course. Evidence is everything, as you never tire of telling us. I believe this should back up my theory quite nicely. Madam, so what happened shows where the blood from Mr. Tango went? Is it that it's in the fountain? No. Found in the fountain. Take that. Traces of the victim's blood were found in the fountain, along with traces of the chocolate from Mr. Tangaroa's room. I believe the missing piece of blood-stained chocolate was dumped into the stream that flows to the fountain, which strongly points to one certain fact. Someone purposefully disposed of the blood after the body had been removed from the chest. Mr. Von Karma, where did you find the body? You didn't find it, did you? Answer me! You! Where did you get your hands on that kind of evidence? You have neither the authority nor the means to carry out that kind of analysis on the fountain water. No, but I do. Curse you, Bad! You've been in my thorn in my side from the moment you were assigned! Well, no longer. As of now, you are officially off the case. I was barely on it in the first place. Mr. Von Karma, you still haven't answered my question. Will you admit it? Will you confirm that no body was ever recovered? Tisk, tisk, tisk. It's really quite the claim, you know. One that you'll never find any proof for, I'm afraid. What must I do to get an answer out of him? If you don't mind, I have given you quite enough of my precious time already. I look forward to destroying you in court, Gregory Edgeworth. Yep. Your precious logic and theories won't save you then. Nothing will. Mark my words, Mr. Von Karma, your methods will be your undoing. No matter how you try to hide the truth, I'll bring it all to light in the end. Even if I have to give my life to do it. Except it'd be really sad for my son. But, you know. Forgive me, Detective. I didn't mean to put you in a difficult position. Don't sweat it. It's always going to end this way. Honestly, nobody's ever sidelined me the way he did before. First time for everything, huh? You know, I think you might be right about the body being missing. I am, and I'll prove it in court. If there's anything I can do to help, just say the word. Since, you know, I'm off the case now. It's very kind, and I'm sorry to keep asking favors of you, Detective Bad, but there is one more thing. Oh, my hands. No. You're fine.
Hey, what are you guys whispering about?
Man stuff. Shut up.
Come on, let me in on the secret.
All right, Eddie. The detective and I were just arranging a little insurance for the trial. We know what's going to happen in court. I think we have enough to see Mr. Tangaroa acquitted. I'd prefer to have an ace in the hole, just in case.
And what is it?
You'll find out in the courtroom.
Wait, what? You're letting me join you?
Of course I am. You're my assistant, after all.
I'll be more than that by next year. I'll be a full-fledged attorney, you know? We can take on Mr. Von Karma together.
Indeed. I'm hoping we'll have freed Mr. Tangaroa by then. If we're up against Mr. Von Karma, I guess we can't rule out the possibility this might take some time.
Right, but we'll do everything we can in the meantime. I know you can beat Mr. Von Karma. Mr. E, I believe in you.
Yes, the only thing that would stop me would be a bullet. It's a good thing
What?
Von Karma doesn't have a gun.
Mr. E, you keep saying that.
Mm-hmm. I was out at the market today and I bought all these red flags. They were such a bargain. Would you like one, Eddie? No? All for me then. We can't allow Mr. Tangaroa to remain in prison for a crime he didn't commit. All these red flags on sale. No, I'm definitely thinking of the Lego Star Wars bit Cinnamon. It's really funny. Have you seen that video, Rari?
No.
Oh, it's really funny. It's Lego Star Wars, the TV show, I think. And it's Qui-Gon Jinn going up to Anakin and saying, "You're going to be a great Jedi one day." And fucking the Anakin's owner, the bug guy, is like just like hawking red flags at the market, like getting in everyone's facing. Red flags here! You can't tell anyone they're making a bad decision without a red flag! It's pretty good.
Yeah.
We won't. I'll expose Mr. Von Karma's lies if it's the last thing I do. That one wasn't me. The game did it. The game did it. I'm not at fault. Fade to black and white. And it was. And that's the story of how how Gregory Edgeworth died. The end.
What's in people's Mr. Edgeworth?
All right, we're good though, right? This is a good stopping point. It's like 1 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah. Big sleepy time.
Just a little bit of EP. Aww.
I do not like the made-up perspectives that they used.
Really?
It doesn't. No, wait, no, it is fine.
It looks weirder in the like the panoramic, like the close up when they're doing the interrogation. But here I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. But that was fun. I enjoyed that.
We learned many mystery.
Yay. Such as can't taste salt.
And there's a cure for not being able to taste salt.
That you can. Well, no, it doesn't actually need to be out of like confectionery stuff. It is a cookbook of like pharmaceuticals. Like it's probably going to be like 1 cup of like acetaminophen. Step 1, use CRISPR to replace the genes in this virus to re-express the fucking genes for tasting salt. Exactly. Step 2, eat the virus.
Uh-oh. Resident Evil 5.
The Tangaroa Corporation rearrange it. What did you get? Umbrella.
It's the world's worst anagram.
They can't spell.
basically dancing.
It works really well in Japanese, I promise. Do you think it'd be really funny though if Wesker had a kid and he went into confectionery?
No. I'm sorry. I just can't imagine the idea of Wesker having a child.
No, he's got a clone.
I guess he technically does because of in Resident Evil 6.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. One of the new characters they introduce is kind of like that.
That's really funny.
I forget. Yeah, I forget what his story is.
You can just clone whoever. Doesn't matter.
That's true, especially in Resident Evil.
I mean, Ethan was mushrooms, so
Yeah, mushrooms the entire time.
yeah. All right.
I really hope when they do remake Resident Evil 6, they have to do it eventually, right? We're up. We've redone 4. Now we have to go back to 5 and say, okay, can we make this like not racist?
And the answer is no. They're gonna make it more racist.
No, please.
It's gonna come out and it's gonna have the fucking Warner Brothers. We're preserving this as it was.
We're remaking it all, but also we're preserving the script.
Yep. Rough. Extremely rough. Bark. Bark. Rough. All right. Who's live? Who can we kill? Holy shit. Germa's playing Chrono Trigger?
Oh yeah, he's been playing Chrono Trigger for a bit, hasn't he?
That's crazy. I didn't know that. Now let's go watch Onsta with some Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii.
Yippee!
We're in chapter 2. This is their spoiler warning, and don't spoiler anything in chat.
Okay.
I love Onsta's model. It's really good.
Yeah, it's very good.
All right. Let's get a raid started. All right. Thank you all so much for coming by and watching and hanging out. We're going to be on a little bit of a break this Friday. And we'll be back probably next week. I'll keep everyone posted on the schedule. I might do some work on like commissions and stuff instead of Ace Attorney, but we'll see.
Based Attorney.
Yeah. Pretty based Attorney. All right. Good, GG. Good game.
Good games.
All right. Hope you all have a good rest of your night. Have a good evening. And see you next time. Bye.
Bye, y'all. Bye-bye.
We've rated. It's fine.